Ay hindi malakas din SMG yun, eh. Sana si Ayos, nag-yaya.
Nagja-jabon.
Eh,
Ayan, game daw.
Hindi ko na nga nalaro yung ano, Diablo eh.
Ako rin. Kaya naman.
Kabalalan ba?
Busy ako eh.
Eh, nakita nga akong BJ. Nag-spend siya ng $20K para,
Nag-quit.
oo, nag-quit. Dinilit. Basta nakuha na niya yung, ano ba yun? 5-star na ano. Oo. Inaabot ng 20K ang puta bago umabot.
Play to win.
Yung ano? Yung pampalakas lang naman sa para sa PvE naman nag-scale na eh. Sense pampalakas. Tingawi yung ano, bagong characters.
Wait lang. Sige.
Okay, so if I do another 10 pull, we're at soft pity. But fun fact, you're guaranteed a 4-star every 10 pulls, which means if I only do 3 single pulls, I'm guaranteed a 4-star without getting a 5-star. So watch this. That's 1. That's nothing. And then in the next 2 pulls, we're guaranteed a 4-star.
Because I can
Dami
smile.
pinang. Siguro 70% ng hours
Yep.
ko dito, puro create lang. Naka 90 hours na ako.
Ay naman. Nakita ko nga rin na streams
Diba?
mas matagal yung ano. Tagal yung laro
May
sa
nakagay.
ano.
Laro na kayo?
Di pa.
Start pa lang sa ano.
Ano ba? 2K ba o ano? Love letter.
Apat naman tayo.
Pinapa.
Ito lang ba yung laro mo, Riz?
Ano yan?
Ito lang ba yung laro mo?
Oo.
Eh, isang buwan naman mana
Ako niya. Sabi ko niya, ka na magparaan. Dito. Ako na ba ka. Tapos ka magkaon. Mama. Mama. Tapos ka na magkaon.
582073. Yung code.
Pinapita na lang.
Ay, install ko muna. Wala na install pa. Hindi ko nakuha. Eh, bilis lang naman.
Oh, late lang yun.
Ang laban ng Team Spirit kanina, napanood nyo?
Nina?
Tambak yung kalaban, walang thrill.
Iba rin ata si team ng ano ngayon. May nag-stand
Pero
in
sila pa rin
sa
naman yung
kontra.
Diba sila pa rin? Sila Yatoro pa din.
Anong number, Dex?
582073.
Kahapon, kinulpi sila ng ano, LJD.
LGD. Oo
Yun.
nga.
Wah,
Kaya na sino ba yun? Yung nagmamagnator? Eh, ni-nerf na pala si Magnator. Kaya hindi niya na
Collapse.
ginagamit.
Yup, sir.
si collapse,
Yes, collapse.
Oo, siya
Si
na.
Yapsor sa Team Secret ata. Ay, then nagpahinga
Wala.
na ata nagpahinga na si Yapsor pala.
Oo. Zayak. Ba yun? Yung suman.
Oo.
Napas.
Baka hindi talaga si baka hindi talaga si Abed
582073.
ang ano curse. Baka si Icer talaga yung curse.
Yan na. Ano ulit? Ano?
582073.
580738.
582073.
5807. Yun.
Yan, tara.
Yun,
Gusto
wala
mag
pa.
love letter eh.
Tukay mamaya. May malupit
Ano
na mga maraming characters.
Marami na.
May bagong patch ka.
Oh, pre. Mabilis na gumawa. Paggabi. Di ba pag di ako inaantok?
Nakatukay ka.
Bago tapon mo
Oh.
yun.
Okay lang ako nakaiga eh. Yun yan. Oh.
Card. Ano, naka-laptop ka so pwede mong laruin habang nakahiga.
Wow, hande.
Try mo yung in-home streaming. Kailangan mo nga lang ng ibang app sa phone. Yung Steam Link.
Ah. Ako nga pala yung orange. Yellow.
Sa akin yung blue. Ay, blue ba to? Violet.
Yung pink. Oh. Dalawang turn na lang pala.
Oh, tapos na.
Sabi na eh. Kanya princess. Ah. Green yung princess.
Siguro.
Sayang, mali ako ng hula. Hinula ko si Ewi ng princess kanina. Mali, sayang.
Bulan. Ay, puta!
Ayos.
Tangin na.
Putang ina.
Tama ka.
Knife.
Babawi kita, pre. Ito yan eh. Kay Reggie, ito yan.
Ganda nung kahapon yung OG versus Liquid. Analysis eh.
Oo.
Ay, hindi ko nakita yun. Hindi ko napanood.
Ano, OG, di ba?
Panalo. 2-0. Panalo.
Panalo liquid, tama ba?
Hindi, panalo OG.
Ah, panalo din.
Nakabawi sa Liquid.
Puro panalo OG ngayon.
Yung pa rin ba yung lineup? Yung sa TI? Yung lineup ng OG?
Hindi, iba na.
Iba na?
Bago na.
Puro young bloods na.
Putang
Oo.
ina.
Bumalik na si Tiger.
Kamar na Pilipina.
Wala na talaga natirang old school sa kanila.
Favorite. Ang daming F eh. Yung pina-favorite.
Pilipina. Yun yung yung offlane na ginagawang hard carry eh.
Oo, gago. Palaging binaban yung mga hero. Palaging binaban yung mga hero niya eh.
Safe lane yung Razor, ginagawa niya offlane.
Nasaan na nga ba si Abed ngayon?
PG pa din. May tiwala sa akin si Bulba eh. Bitch kasi niya yun eh. Puta. Yung Big Storm! yung Big Ember!
Pick
Pero gago yung... Meron dun siya, Mars Beat. Gago, Soxit.
Mars Mid.
Nag-Mars.
Nag-Mars siya,
Oo.
hindi naman.
Oo. Nag-iba siya ng
Bakit? Laro.
Oh shit. Paano si sino ba yun? Yung bagong labas na hero? Marcy ba pangalan dun? Bentang-benta
Marcy.
kahapon yun eh.
Bentang-bentang.
Season
buong
4.
ano,
Nababan, napipik agad eh.
Yun, tsaka si Don Breaker. Don Breaker. Break.
Pwede lang sana sa sa Dota si Ice, pwede tayo mag-AI.
Tayo lang ilang buwan.
Soon.
Ay, tanong lang kung may oras si Aris. Tayo na. 6 days a week pasok nito eh.
Be, wala na akong Sabado ngayon.
Very
Ah.
nice.
Kailan pa?
Itong
Kaya.
July. Nalipat ako sa ano na eh. Nalipat na ako sa back office eh.
So 5 days a week ka na.
Yes.
Yun,
Yes,
pwede
sir.
na mag ano. Friday, Sabado.
Yep.
Ano yung Ano yung shift mo? Ganun pa rin.
Ganun pa rin naman, no? Pero hindi na ako sa LM grounds. Last mile kasi yung tawag sa amin eh. Yung sa last mile grounds na Hindi na ako yung bumibisita ng stations na. More on sa niya. More on sa core management side na.
Na?
Tangin ang pangit ng card ko. Visit. My God. What the F? Okay, dyan.
Favorite princess.
I'm the handmaid.
Ganyan.
Wow! Nice shot.
Head.
Not depensa.
Alright.
Oh, di ba?
Ang naglag.
6 of improvisation. I want to play with it. I can't. They've been doing very well. What do you think, maybe? Yuan's another one, but not so much talking guys. So I think 28, just below my throat.
Parang 5 din hinula sa akin kanina niya,
Patience.
Ikaw ba yun, Jake?
60
Ah,
60 something, 67.
sunod ako sa ano. Sa
5 din.
monitor.
Is anything honest?
Yan, tangin na. Yan, sabaw din ka.
88.
Sabaw ko dun Hangang bobo.
Let's give him 78. Just about dollars. P1's improvisation rating. Let's give him 1 because he's next P1. I would say I'm quite communicative, so.
Ano pala next game, pre?
99.9.
E versus
Coach.
SM.
Puta, talo.
I would say I'm from the Congo one unity.
TSM?
Talo, talo.
Yes, sir.
Rematch.
Ganda ng laban yun
Alive natin, pre.
So what's.
Walang
Next month
C
ba sila?
Walang C ngayon.
Ito na ba?
Most things.
21 na lang.
86, 85, 89.
Ay na, maglinis daw muna sila ng
No, I think it's.
Nalil.
I like more.
Nandun sila, ginagawa yung mga arena.
87.
tas dun sa may ano pa RNG tsaka liquid dun sa isang man chat.
Let's throw all the enemies, shall we?
Yung mga lumang LG.
Exciting ang ano, no? TI-10 na, di ba? TI-10 o TI-11?
Eh,
Ay, 11.
oh, tago yung princess.
Puta, nalo pa ako dun. Palit lang ng pangalan yung TSM, lumakas.
Ano ba pangalan nila dati?
Ang dami.
Oh, matagal nang may TS.
Pero wala sa mga ganyang laro.
Ay, puta.
Or ano sila eh. Counter, Valo, na may TSM, PUBG.
Tanggal na.
Kahit sa LoL, walang TSM.
EX.
Kaya ng pon sila, balo.
Oh, parang
6 letters din eh, parang LGD para dominate.
pumasok na din sila. Oh, pumasok na din.
That go rin
TSM
time
lang.
team ka na. SGA, FHF din.
SGA, ano? FHF?
Oo.
TSM lang yun dati eh. Tapos nagka-FPX ata.
That happens, right? Then they can play multiple times, and if they play multiple times, up to
Ay, gusto ko lang doon si Dubo
Ewan.
eh. Kaso ang pangit kay Dubo kasi sobrang ano eh. Sobrang yung hero pool niya sa support medyo limited.
No, we're gonna see how TSM performs because last match, I don't know if you guys got to catch that, but we had a rather early GG from them. it was not the
Ako,
best
ay nawag
moment.
sa...
Do you guys think that GG was justified, or you feel like there was a little bit of anger coming into it, or emotions, let's call it?
I
Nag-trade
think
nga pala kayo.
it might have been the emotions for sure, right? Because that was going to be versus their RNG match, which they lost 2-0 at the end of the day yesterday.
Naku.
But to be honest, when you take
Goodbye.
a look at their drafts, and considering it was
Hey,
their
guard.
second match of the day, in which they
Alam
lost,
ko yung card niya.
Alam ni.
it might have been better.
Sayang.
You know, I never really want to
that's-
like step into the team. I've never been a professional player. I don't want to like be diagnosed in the the team culture and whatever that. You know, I'm not a redditor, but you know, their win conditions were really difficult. They were playing that second game on an Arc Warden with a Bounty Hunter. You know what I mean? And a Wisp. So the way back into the game
Lalaro ka pa ba, Diablo,
required
Riz?
RNG to make a lot of mistakes. And as we know, China not really famous for making mistakes.
Alam mo
Now-
yung ano, Jegs, yung sa
Let's get their
Sanctum,
opponents first,
yung
though, because we
ano
can
ba
talk
yun?
about mental game as much as we want,
Kalimutan
but
ko.
there's no
Basta
speculation
Sanctum,
about
yung may
who
kukolektahin
this
kang walo
team,
o siyam.
and that is OG.
Nadaanan mo na ba yun? Di pa.
Hindi ko muna nilaro muna. Genshin na lang ako muna.
May Guns N' Roses. Ano pa yun?
I think our performance this year has been
Yeah,
wonderful.
Nah.
Like amazing. I think we exceeded all the expectations. We already qualified
Ano
the team.
nalo?
We already won a major.
Wala pa yung ticket ng TI, pero meron lang
Made for us,
sa
especially
Sports Hub ng Singapore, meron na nung for November.
experience from
No,
before.
October wala.
So, yeah, we start
Ano yan,
really
TI?
Ano November?
what we achieved.
Yan, nunod kami TI eh.
Ay,
Sa
finals.
November,
The opportunity to play a lot against the other regions yet. I think we
Guns N' Roses.
the only region we have
November
Putang ina.
Roses.
Kailan?
is China.
Hindi, hindi yun yung
November.
Guns N' Roses na alam ko.
Tournament too, so it's gonna be nice to play against the Chinese teams.
Well,
They have a lot that we can learn from.
Trip.
It'll be
And
interesting to see how
Justin Bieber. Para ba sa iyo pa?
putang ina.
May sakit yun ah.
I don't really fear any teams, I would say. I feel like when it comes to losses, the winning is all.
Sino ba yung mga invited na ano?
It's up to us how we try and
Mongking yan, pre ah.
take the games.
Tingnan.
Si Matic na. Sila nanalo ng major.
The reason why I want to meet them there was because me and Husseini is also like.
Ang kinagulat ko, Tundra. Nakasama. Paano kaya nakasama ko?
Get to the stage together and play against
Tundra
each other. And also I just want to beat them.
Di ba South
DSF,
America sila?
second place. Ay, Thunder Awaken pala. Tunda, dapat nga Tunda na lang kasi Thunder Awaken.
But the
Bubugbugin lang to sa TI.
Don't mention the TSM, unfortunately.
Sila nanalo ng Dota Pro
We don't
Tech
record
1.
these right before the matches because the players are definitely training right now. Here we see the full roster. Now the real roster of
Wow.
Mali ako nung
It's not even a rematch. It's
Laki
actually
niyan
a
ah.
rematch for OG versus TSM.
Wala po at
And of
makapasok.
course, we see the flowing locks of Misha there in the background, and we were highlighting it yesterday when they were in that really difficult matchup against Team Liquid. It was often
medyo nag-weak T1 ngayon. Nawala si Sab.
On point, chef's
Yeah.
kiss. Yeah, and I
Bukas
think it's
talo
important that
dahil
you
sa...
mentioned
Hindi
that.
naman dahil kay
Yes,
Savage,
a
to be
rematch,
honest.
but it's also kind of a remix.
Gumanda laro ni
Right? Not only is
KPI.
going to make a big difference, obviously not playing the position 5 Windrunner or whatever he had played.
Apat pa lang pala qualifier,
But more
invited.
importantly, Chula
Under
on site,
PSG,
and
CSM,
having the
saka
coach with you physically, I do think makes a
Secret,
very big difference
wala.
to this team.
Wala.
Sure. Last time we know that they were communicating to
Ano
the
rin?
player. No until will actually come by, have the phone like Chumash is saying this, guys. But it's much
Sino ba
different
yun?
when you have
Di ba
the
may Pinoy doon, pre?
a team who has their coach.
Secret.
They also had them in the major.
Wala, hindi si Matumba man.
Coach.
Sa liquid na yun.
Matumba man gago.
Sa liquid na yun.
Liquid naman.
So
Kaya tumbo.
definitely more.
Gago, sinundan niya na si Miracle, di ba? Tama ba? Sa Liquid yun?
Ligma si Miracle.
Nigma yun.
Nandito
Gumanda.
nga pala.
Miss, gumanda laro Nigma na wala si LTW.
Oo, si Sumail pinal.
It feels good.
Gumanda
Oo,
lang.
Sumail, tama.
Tapos
Kasama nga
Miracle
pala si Miracle
nag-safe
sa
lane.
Sumail.
The Middle East to
Yun
play.
yung maganda doon,
And,
nag-safe lane si
I guess
Miracle.
It happens now. So
Tapos di ba si Sumail mid pa rin sa ano? Nag-mid pa rin siya sa Sigma? Ay, Nigma?
Well, it's really hard
Ah.
having as a novice one,
Sigma po.
but it's still pretty shocking.
Hindi
Every time I
nag-giveaway
go
si Miracle
outside,
pala sa
it's
ano,
really hard.
position.
Hospitality is nice. I like my room. I like the hotel. People having very
Aling
nice.
team yung ano, binitawan si Sumel.
But it's something very
Secret.
important because as a
Secret.
player, when the flights are bad,
Ang buwan lang yun,
it's
di ba?
affected a lot, especially the first days. So having
Hindi naman
nice flights
sangbuwan.
is really good.
Di ata.
Ay,
Dalawang
ilang buwan?
Parang nung
set
March
din ata.
ata.
After the major and like the
Yung
past
TI
years,
yung naging
like,
last draw
TI,
nila eh.
I had to learn how to like control my ego as a player.
Layan
as a person,
puta.
because
Bye-bye.
it's a place, you know? But it's more like I felt like
Meron nga yun yung ginugol pa sila ng OG. Tinuwa yung clip na kumakain ng spaghetti si Yoragi.
Oo, gago. Kabastusan yun eh. Kawawa si...
I'm not just gonna play.
Ang ina no, kinaroon sa fountain tapos pinakita yung clip na kumakain ng spaghetti.
Focus on taking the next step as a person to achieve those things. I mean, my name is out there and people know I'm from Peru. Like they know that I grew there. And
Huli ka!
Ina.
And also my career has been in Peru. So
You're the
it definitely
princess.
shows that people have the potential to like, you know, people from Peru, I mean like to go to another team and perform, you know, and just because they're like from
Alam
a
na niya ang
weaker
aking
region,
baraha,
like,
Yugi
Star
boy.
State or in a weaker region, doesn't mean that there is a potential to have good teams.
Eh, alam ko din ba mo, Yugi Boy?
My expectations for this
Tangina
event
na huli.
are the same as any event. I just play my game. I believe I practice a lot, but I believe in my team. I believe in myself. So I know that if we do our usual game that we've been practicing, we'll see how far we can go. No expectation. Just whatever happens, happens.
Yun.
Oy, Bastos! Bastos!
Always say one of the mans that made it out of the South American scene into play in NA, where he actually also had half his career at this point. What do you think of the station names
much?
in general with South Americans? It's a pretty big deal, right? Dan?
Oh, absolutely. You know, you see
Ayun sila.
Esports.
for example, making waves, and yeah, I'm
Road
really
to ano.
impressed with how much.
Mga
Ito na
base ng love letter.
Sa TSM may Pinoy.
Encourage you to want to learn Spanish.
Pero ang represent na Canada.
Yeah, I mean, of course, right?
Sino yung
Pinoy?
Speaking
Si
some
Bright.
English with the boys in Stockholm, but yeah, always keen to learn more, right?
Ba klase natin yun? Ay, may klase tayo.
Si
Si
Jude.
Blyle, puta si Duty. Pero saan na napunta sila ano? Sila Raven, sila Teams.
Si Raven, Fnatic, as always. After nung stint nila sa Mineski, ano na siya. Fnatic all throughout na yun. Hindi na siya nalipat. Siya yung 4. Si Teams, kasama niya ngayon sa Fnatic.
Huli ka!
Si Pableo nasa ano eh. Bumata. Oo, tama boom.
Baligtad ata si Armel yung nasa Fnatic.
Ay, si Amel ba?
Alam, pagkakalala.
Yeah. Ay, oo, si Amel, si Pableo.
Sino yung Pinoy sa ano, pre? Sino yung Pinoy sa T1?
Si Huko, tsaka si Carl. Si Santino.
Yun, si Carlo Santino.
Tapos si Gabi.
Kubal pa.
Updated ka!
Oh,
Ah, si Carl?
Santino.
Iwan.
Iwan.
Mali pa din talaga, pinakawalan nila si Savage. Pero ang maganda kasi, ano eh, nagbe-blend kasi si Poco kayan. Ni Gabi.
Ano ba nangyari sa yung mga lineup ng Mineski nung una? Mga kapanuhunan natin.
Wala,
Demon,
nag-flop
di
sila
ko na
eh.
alam eh.
Di ba nga nag-dreams pa nga sila, naalala niyo yun? Nag-dreams na pangalan pero wala ka. Talagang nag-click na yung mga Pinoy sa TNC na, yun yung huling na ano.
Ang huling narating nila nun, si Ninja Bogey kasama, tsaka si Nico Baby. Kumuha sila international. Nandun din si Resolution, alam ko yun, kaso natalo din.
Thank you!
The representation of NA, often maybe a shaky start, but they still hold their own destiny in their own hands, and they will fight tooth and nail for it here on the main stage. Welcome to the stage.
Sala, itong Thunder Awaker pagdating ng TI, kakaunihin to. Wawa, no?
Nalala ko
Sila
yung-
sa Dota Pro.
Dami lang points nakuha agad.
Oo, sa Dota Pro Circuit sila nanalo eh. Nanalo nila LGD eh. Pero pagdating ng TI, ako si Sam, cam na yan.
Oo,
Yun,
nag-ano lang.
snipe ka.
LG.
Ay puta!
Chill lang yung LG.
Ang ina na
Yun
wala
ako
akong
eh.
baron.
Number 1 sila sa lahat eh. Pagdating nung ano eh, nung major, ultag 0-9. Tangin. Uy.
Pero sa ano, sa TI-11, rooting for ano, LGD. Makabawi ba?
Mga ataps. Pero okay nga din. Kawawa naman si Ame.
Si Ame, gago. Ilang heartbreak na yun. Payat na nga eh. Nangayayat pa lalo eh.
Si Pay.
Fighting for their survival in this tournament. Anything less than an emphatic victory for TSM will lead to their elimination. On the other side, OG, if they are able to get a decisive victory here, they will knock Nigma down into the quarterfinals and proceed
Isa
to
sa mga
the semis.
nagustuhan ko
Everything to
strat
play
kay
for.
ano, Nine.
It's such a
So,
hype match.
ang
We
voting
need to
ng
dissect this one. Let's get ready
quarter
for the
finals
panel.
ang
مباراة
Tundra,
جدا مصيرية
Nine.
الكل
Ganda na strat ng
الفريقين
mid lane
فريق
niya.
اس ام عنده فرصة
Nahirapan ng OG dun,
إلى البلاي
qualifier.
في حالة انه
Putang ina
فاز
ka.
كل البست اوف 2 لصالحه لكن بنفس الوقت فريق او جي عنده فرصة
Bro mo walang makatalo sa kanya dun sa Winter Wyvern na mid
خلونا نشوف
putik.
هل فريق او جي يقدر يسويها او انه يبودينا تاي بريكر او ممكن انه يعطي فرصة تي اس ام انه يرجع معنا الى البلاي اوفز وبيكون عندنا تاي بريكر.
Talaga may translator sila.
اعزائي المشاهدين والحضور كلنا جاهزين وكلنا ننتظر هاللحظة. اخر مباراة في جروب اي نتوجه على طول عند السلك التحليلي نتكلم عن المباراة ونبدا على
Lapit
طول.
na mag-start yung next match eh.
And
Thank you,
face to
guys. I
face
think
na sila.
KP said it best, right? They're not the representatives of
Pwede
NA.
talaga ng mga
they're
ganitong
the nation of
face-to-face
NA.
eh pag
Mumia
esports.
are the embodiment of that NA spirit.
Hindi nga matama yung
Keeps on trying
entrance
no matter
nito.
the
Yung may
odds.
bilog.
Well, I mean, maybe not last yesterday, but in general, a man who has endured probably some of the hardest situations.
Tumatabi.
A lot of
Tanan.
difficulties, many
Eh, may
teams, many
salamin.
reasons actually for him.
Hindi si
And his
Dubo
speeches
isang
always
isa
come out.
namin pa na.
Oh, by far. I
Yun
mean,
yun,
as
si
someone
Boy.
that was a fan of him back in the Hon days,
Yeah,
you just got to get
Right,
on his
something.
level because he is that
Kasi
steady
Dubo, idol
voice.
ko to.
He's the
Top
veteran of
20
this
ko sana
team.
US
So
eh.
let's see if he's able to drag his team across the line in what is a
Demon
very
Meander,
important,
diba,
as
yan,
Phil
OG
was saying,
dati.
matchup
Ah,
for
OG.
both teams. You
Yung
know, both
champion
have so
OG.
much to play for. OG want that straight path to be able to
Ah.
play for
Sino
that
ba yun,
top
ano? Ang
four
mga ni
spot
Jobber?
guaranteed.
Sinasabi ko
TSM,
nun.
they need to try and force tiebreakers
Moon.
with
Si
them.
Moon. Ah, si Moon. Si Moon.
Moon
Si Moon.
best.
For this
Oh,
match,
yun
I think
nga,
TSM
gago.
can do it because their format.
Ay, ay, mali na pindot ko. Puta ko.
Oh, No, it hasn't, right? That's a little bit of the scary thing. OG is coming off of what was kind of a humbling 1-1, right? I mean, you take a look at their defeat versus Nigma and the lineup that
Uy,
Nigma
si ano
was
to ah, si
and it was certainly
Jordy
one
to
that-
ah.
It wasn't necessarily a little bit of an outdraft, but also
Si
just,
El
like, out-
Jordy Caballo.
Right? So humbling experience for, like, for example, BZM and especially when he was
Kasama
coming
ni
up
El
with the
Jordy.
Invoker tipping Kuroki as
Tapos.
he misses an impale, and then he misses, you know,
Wait pa
BZM
rin.
misses the Sunstrike bottom onto Kuro, gets
Yun.
tipped up, you know, so nice humbling
Hindi ka pwede manalo.
the younger ones, as I'm sure Kuro would say, and well, we'll see here how they can do versus the NA representatives. I'm
Kalingat
excited.
lang ako, talo ko
See
dun
how
ah.
it pans out. I mean,
Gusto ko yung commentator dyan si John Expert tsaka yung si Mark.
we saw in the
Puta,
previous series on
naka-shades.
stream the
Kala mo MIB.
blaming me for hating on it a lot, but that pause one Abaddon didn't work. That pause one Bounty Hunter
Might
didn't,
have said
it didn't
that.
work. They lost both games, Tundra. They
I
I did
know.
not say anything about pause one bounty hunter. Okay, I'll
Oh,
might
oh,
give you
no
that.
mag-analyze
But pause one
yun.
about it has worked in the past. Is all I'm saying.
Diba
Siguro
nag-coach
natalo
yun?
sila ni sa last TI. Sila ni Note nag-ano na lang, nag-analyst.
Experimenting a little bit with their drafts recently, the Arc Warden, Naga Siren.
Oh,
Storm
nag-coach
Spirit,
yun.
all
Si
of
ano
them
pa yung
are
pangalan niya? Si
right?
fucking man.
Ah.
Like, really the most popular of heroes we've seen
Seb.
in this meta. Yes, they are pushing it.
And
Yes,
si
they've
Amar
already
Def.
qualified for TI.
Si
you
Amar
know,
Def.
so, one could say
Amar
what
the
they have to lose.
Pilipino.
They're just kind of maybe playing around with things, seeing how they feel in the current meta, trying to learn. But you know, we'll see here what they can present and as they look to try and force the tiebreakers.
Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of the popular heroes, obviously Tiny still at the very peak. It's the one that's been picked most so far this tournament, but not really
Most
at
pick
all
pala
as a
Tiny.
position 1 and kind of rarely as a position 2. I mean, it's
Kita niyo ba yung
Yeah,
Pudge
yeah.
carry nung
where
isang
I'm seeing
ano?
the meta be for this patch is that
Kagabi
Oh,
ba
may
yun?
nag-patch kanina, diba? Si ano yan?
Hindi, kagabi.
actually have that jump to
LGD,
catch on the back lines. The
LGD, si
positioning is getting
Ame.
a lot better. It's a lot
Ame.
more adaptable. So someone like
Buti nga may
Orc,
nagpa-patch
for
na din
example,
sa ano eh.
very immobile,
Sa
oftentimes
mid-lane
has the
yun.
freedom to be able to have a free
Pudge
kick.
one.
Kaya
So
ano
we'll
kayo,
see
Pudge?
if either of these teams are able
Ganda
to
kasi ng
counter
ano
that
niya ngayon.
perhaps with going for that
Ano,
extra
nerf
dive. You
ulit
mentioned
siguro?
the Storm Spirit previously.
Yeah,
which
nabuff.
I
Or
see a
nabuff,
bit
nabuff
more of
pala,
that.
Well, I
nabuff.
mean, TSM is the team that has liked to cancel that, right? I mean, this is Saberlight. Undying, Nightstalker are probably his one, maybe two favorite heroes alongside the Mars. He loves to run down supports,
Yep.
right? To the
Nice.
point where Nigma actually in their 2-0 win over
Ang ngayon,
them.
nalo pa si Reggie ang
That was
puta.
some really good
Clutch pa.
drafting, you know what I mean?
Final round.
Sometimes that's just not enough.
That's
Final
one.
round talaga.
Na.
With your own kind of lineup.
Super
You
last
can
round
draft
ka.
when you're presented with these big, you know, 9-head captains like
Ang TI
Kuros.
finals na.
And in this case now against Chuvash and the
Si
rest of the
Yoragi
team.
nag-ano eh. Post 1 na Arc War.
Sure. I want to see. I think the
Arc
bands
Warden,
really where it's gonna
talagang
all come
post one
together
naman
here
yun minsan
for,
eh.
Oh.
for both
Very
teams to be
madalas
honest,
pala.
right?
Pero nung kay Thompson,
They're
ano
taking
yun?
away
Ano
the things
mid
that OG
yun.
have, which I think
Mid-laner
their strength is
talaga.
their flexibility. You know, we saw Amar playing a couple of games of Void Spirit yesterday.
Si
You know,
BGM,
off-lane,
Lalo nung may
malatapos
necro,
din ang
putang
we saw
ina.
him also play the DK.
Taga-burst
They picked
lang.
the exact same 3 heroes: Vayne, Phoenix, DK.
Wala nga
DK
wala
was
na masyado
between
nag-ano,
position
post
2 and
1 na.
position 3, depending
Arc.
on which
These days wala na.
Thompson na lang
situation
nakikita ko.
was more beneficial for that.
Hirap-
So
hirap
I'm really
gamitin
keen to
kasi.
see how TSM might try and counter that a little bit. Maybe they take away some of those heroes, but you don't want to go too far and be too blinded about other opportunities.
Let's see as the draft is about to begin here. Do you guys think that TSM has planned any strategies against the weirder picks here for OG?
I don't know about the weirder picks because I don't know how much you can really prepare for that, right? We saw that like when LGD just
Huli ka!
the Love Druids both games, right? In the opening series.
Yan.
Really prepared for that so much as you can prepare for like the Timbersaw first phase. What are you gonna do with this, right? We saw Enigma completely ignore it game 1.
Nananalo OG, ang cool nga nung wallpaper nila sa FB, si Tiger, Spoon Sunflower. Panggaga.
The most intimidating off-players right now, which is Amar.
And TSM were one of those teams that was actually picking a hero like the Chen before this tournament. You know, Dubu was doing it a reasonable amount in the NADPC, and Puppey is pretty much flawless on it so far this tournament on Secret. I mean, if there's players synonymous with the Chen, it's Puppey. You know, going all the way back towards the very start of Dota 2. So I wonder if they've used their time wisely. Of course, they've got Misery the coach. They've got the time to be able to look over some of these replays and see, okay, well, how are they actually looking to try and exploit this? Because I feel like it's such a strong hero right now.
Ano nga ba?
Okay, so what do you think this one's
It's like the Hand of God isn't that effective, to be perfectly honest. But again, it's these heroes that don't dive the backlines very effectively. Being able to further out of the map. You see Puppey in all of his games
384,509
when he played the Chen. So it's just a lot easier to
384,509
you're able to provide that extra layer of survivability for not only yourself but the rest of the team.
Okay.
There it is. The Timbersaw ban first phase from TSM is we do.
Razor, do you
Ano?
think it's going to be
384,509
Versatile
384,509
hero. We've seen it played in the mid lane as well by BZM,
Ay,
I believe, in a previous
Ayun, binana din si Timber.
played it with a really high level of
Sunod
effectiveness.
yan, Razor.
Absolutely stomped his opponent.
Palaging Timber yung unang
I want to
pinabas.
see if they're able to switch that up a little
Sabi
bit.
ko nababati.
And I
Oh, kahit naman kanina no, sa FGD, baling walang-wala na silang binatbat.
banning out some.
Sino tong TSM na to? Bago to?
Ang
This is
dying.
the fifth time in a row that
Mm.
TSM play versus OG and ban the Razor
pala.
phase. They did it all 4
Yan
games.
siya sama, di ba kamukha ni Jobert?
They were prepared for this.
Yeah.
Super long
comes
yun
out, and then
pumunta.
the Marcy Tiny combination.
Ay, nag-Viper. Kaya na
Lane
to.
itself, but Marcy so good at being able
Amar.
to gap close
Kay
and
Amar
then
siguro.
Viper in this
Tiger,
really vulnerable
Tiger.
position. Terrible movement speed.
Kay
not
Tiger.
great
So,
armor,
support si
not
Viper.
great
Pwede rin.
speed to begin
Oo,
with,
nagtatay.
and HP as
Viper
well.
din siya.
So yeah, you're
Kaya
sitting
pang
down
ginagamit
just
yung
rather
support.
Sino yung
Ganda kasing support din.
Kaya ko na pa.
And if I can just bring up
Gawin ko
one
na
more
lang
stat
to
as
na
well,
ano
because
bukas.
this is
Carbonara.
Yan na, wait, binana si Razor. Ano next? Si ano? Ano ba ginagamit ni Ama?
banned by TSM
Mars.
Chaos Knight.
again in all
Mars,
Oh, yeah.
Mars din.
Mars.
Mars din, Mars din.
So it's another hero that TSM have not
Ay,
wanted OG to play,
ano to?
hence the snap
Ang
pick
ay,
immediately there.
ano bang mid
So I
nila?
thought that was
Ako,
a
Sige mo pa na gusto mo
the
sunod.
drafting meta between these two teams.
Mars.
It's nice as you mentioned that they prepared something for
Pwedeng
Tiny also
si ano,
positions
Dubu.
for the off chance
Oo,
that
Ayan,
Mars
Amar.
will
Si,
some
pwede
sort
ring
of
Amar yan
Tiny
siya.
also has the
DK.
option to cancel that
Sige,
play.
oo. Din maganda.
Mars
Pwede
will
niya
go
bio
in
niya
for
gamitin.
no matter what lane Viper goes to, either has 5
Amar
or
ba yung
3.
Pinoy?
Ano nanonood, pre?
We're
YouTube
leaving
or
some
Twitch?
flexibility.
Pinoy.
Obviously, you see
Ay, Amanda
you
Pinoy.
think about like he is a
Gago.
good player on this hero, but like I mentioned before,
Amar
he was
DF siya
playing
kasi
the DK
lahat ng
yesterday. He was
katarantaduhong
playing
F
the DK at the
nilalag.
Stockholm Major, and he was looking pretty
Galing
damn
mga
good.
Jordan is
Abdo
sinabay sa
Philippines.
Jordan. Si ano ata? Bangkawi, Bangkawi, Miracle.
Ba yun naman siya, Amar the Flower, Amar the Father. Amar the...
Amar the Fagot, wala ba?
Maybe they're just
Wala.
thinking, all right, let's leave our options open. You want to try
Ayan
and
na,
snap pick
binanda
this
nila si
Marcy in
ano,
response to the Viper and just dump to me in lane.
Ini-spam sa Twitch chat. If Dr. Sumail
I'm
Habibi
curious
has
because
a
you talk about
million
Tiny being
fans.
mostly played as a 4 this tournament.
Ah, yan yung ano, yung
Part of the reason why
comment
this
ni Seb nun,
case is
yung
because
last
you pick it
year.
early and then it gets countered by these kind of picks like, for example, the DK with the Breathe Fire. You know, we've seen a lot of Banes, for example, with the Enfeeble. Or do you feel like it is just better as a 4?
Nila. Para kaya na yun, Saberlight.
Really solid
Sa
as a
mga
mid still. I
may
mean,
healing
obviously the
sa
biggest matchup that you pick it for is the Puck, but Puck's just being
Ah,
banned
wala
out
pa
by
nang
almost
papanin
everyone.
dyan.
Like, it is the highest banned hero of this tournament so far, so the level of effectiveness that you get out of the Tiny isn't anywhere near as strong.
Okay, fair enough. So mainly it's the Puck reasoning I think is why the mid Tiny works so well.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Pwedeng
the change for the Avalanche
Yeah,
stun
sige.
intervals from point 2 to point 3
Ay, pre.
means that it just stuns for that little bit longer and you aren't able to phase shift out of it. I think there's like a tiny window at the
Kaso full na
top of the
tayo.
toss
Ay,
where you might be
pukin
able to
ng
get
ina mo.
like
Tama!
maybe
God, ma'am.
it's really
Pumasok pa eh.
difficult to be able to pull off. So
Sino yung binan?
I feel like that's why it's been fallen out of the meta a little
Pwede
bit.
to kay after
Again,
na to.
like we saw yesterday with the OG draft that had the DK and the Bane, which it still hasn't been banned out quite
Yeah,
yet.
no?
You've got that damage reduction component
Tablet,
as well.
sir,
Obviously, it
habang
stacks
nanonood ng
additively.
Twitch.
Level 10 on the DK,
naglalab
55%
beta.
damage reduction with your Breathe Fire, then just 1 point in Enfeeble gives you another 45. That's 100% damage reduction, and then you really don't
Binaban
feel good
nila
about playing this tiny
binaban
as a
nila yung mga
You talked
may
about how
Baladirs.
it's hard to repair for these last picks, the Arc Warrens, Alone Druids. So is it possible to just ban them all? Would that be the strategy for TSM here?
I don't think it's possible to ban them all, right? Because I mean, now you can see they're setting up with something
Gamers
here with
Geek.
this Winter Wyvern pick, or ban, pardon, right? It's
Filipino.
just a hero that's got, I think you said earlier, like a 66%
Pinoy to.
rate.
Pretty good.
Oo nga, Pinoy yan.
This huge
Right.
Division 5 teamfight reset that counters so
Duty,
many different heroes, and especially is punishing
Si Amar
against
mong
Saber like
Kaya na,
Saber
binano si
in style.
Enchantress. Good.
You can see a couple of bans now for OG
Bababa
focusing into the
yung
offlane
Cold
alongside
Dugo
the
na.
Enchantress.
Not just the offlane, it's like this is push.
Pwede
They
siya
are building
matandahin.
for the
Ayun,
late game
Phoenix
on
na
OG
siya.
right now. Not just heroes like, for example, the Arc Warden, that
Anday.
doesn't want to get run over. That's the hero's big weakness. You need to
Nagpalit
make sure
sila ng
you
pangalan
hit
niya,
the
na-part sila ng
timing of
TSM.
using the pushing power that you've got on the map. So I really feel like OG are going to think, let's play for the late
Yan
game.
yung kinalaban din
Viper,
na sa ano,
the way that
medyo,
we play it, if
finals.
it is indeed a position 3 Viper, has that potential to
Sila rin ba yung
make
finals,
scale
no?
just because of how
rematch yun.
not greedy, but
Gusto ko yung strat niya na eh. I-save dun eh.
Yep. And
Promise
Phoenix
ginagamit ko,
is,
effective pa din.
to get some credence
Lang TI
to the
yan?
logic that
8 ba?
would be-
Ranger
It's not
ba
fire
yan?
ban, making
Yung
sure that
Ranger,
they've just
puta, annoying.
appropriated for OG, who now have to seriously consider
Support
something
Wala na ba yung
ahead
ano?
of these
Nawala na
heroes
yung meta
in the
ng...
last three to
Wala na yung meta
actually,
ng Tiny
either
sa ano,
jump and kill the
Lycan.
egg or the Phoenix every single time. DK,
Hindi pa,
maybe not
hindi
the
ata
most reliable,
ginagamit.
reaching
Hindi
all the way back with the
ginagamit kay
Vader's
Tiny
dive.
ngayon yung
And of
blink
course the
ano.
Viper, who's not really got the attack speed to deal with it so
May
well.
Echo Saber.
So I like the Phoenix pick quite a bit. Much needed
Tama
team
diba?
fight for the side
Hindi.
of TSM
Ah.
as well.
Nagawa din ni
That
Thompson.
he's set up for, especially to a DK.
I've seen Dugo solo carry so many games.
Support
on
na
his
to si
Phoenix. Like,
Marcy
he is
ngayon,
an
no?
incredible Phoenix player. Who can play
Ang
as well, so
layo
it's
na
not
nung suplex
guaranteed how their lanes are going to go right now. I'm
Minsan
just trying to
ginagawang
theory
update.
craft what OG are
Oh,
going
hindi.
to be able to combat this, because Clockwork, while it's a
Sabi
really good
suplex
hero,
yun
it
eh.
doesn't
Layo
feel
nga,
great
binabato ka agad
into,
eh.
you know, a Marcy that's just able
Ano
to
ba
get
yung
away
isa
and
eh?
dispose
pre.
a teammate out, or you can toss someone out of the cogs. Like, who do you actually go for? It's basically
Buisit ako,
only for the
buisit ako sa
Phoenix,
SSC.
and then I feel like you're a little too
Saglit
close-minded
lang, no?
with your draft. Another hero that
Gusto
is
ko yung ano,
somewhat
may-
capable of
may-
dealing with the
may-
Phoenix,
may-
something like a
may-
Mirana,
may-
which we haven't
may-
seen a lot of, but
Okay.
again,
Kahit gaano
you're
kalit
playing
yung
it into
buhay
a
niya eh.
Marcy. So if you just look
Ayaw
to
pumalag
get
eh.
that arrow follow-up to the DK,
Nakakasayang
din nga yun siya,
then
eh.
dispose
Dawnbreaker,
can sometimes just
nagamit din
disrupt
niya.
that combination pretty heavily.
Global din
For
eh.
the team fight
Saka may heal
themselves,
pa yung low.
picking the
Ginagawang
Warlock,
support,
some
ginagawang
options as
mid,
well, but
ginagawang
nothing still to hit the egg,
puso.
and nothing to disengage. It was the other option they used to exist
Kal hero nga daw yun eh.
run
yung
away,
si-
right? With either silencers or
Right.
centaurs, for example.
Si Leona
What
or
does this indicate to
Galio.
you from OG's draft?
I wonder if it's going to be a Juggernaut that they lane it with. Like, it's a pretty
Isa pang
decent lane.
strat din dyan yung
Obviously, you get
nakakagago
Fable
eh,
Bonds
yung
up in
ano,
the lane, you
yung
spin.
Sep.
It's a ton of damage,
Ah,
and it's a
ano
pretty
yan?
good egg
Yung
hitter. If the Tiny,
Sep,
well,
eh?
it looks like Tiny is going to be played as a core role
Ano yung
regardless
uusog
of
ka?
this
Kalimutan
DK
ko.
pickup. It's
Four
decent
stop?
enough, right? You're able to
Four
do some
stop, ayun
magic
yung
damage
four
as
stop
well as
na
go into
DK
the Aghanim
kay
shard with the
Ama.
Maelstrom and a decent
Pag
timing. So
withdrawn pa rin.
I wouldn't hate seeing something like the Jug that's capable of doing
Tapos
it. Even
Ether
honestly, a
Lens.
lifestealer, not horrible.
Oh,
this game.
nagsusupport.
Yeah, I like the lifesteal just a little
Hindi na
bit.
nag-support si Gago.
The Phoenix pick it is going to be a tiny
Interview
in
yun,
some sort of
putang ina kasi daw
capacity.
sila Seb,
There's an
adi.
egg hitter.
Yeah,
Pumapatay
that
ng
is
pick.
something the
Hindi siya
overpower,
makapatay.
and of course a Fury Swipe. It's not quite the level 1 Roche we just saw on the main stage before, but certainly also does give you some Roche threat early on, and some pretty darn good shard carriers in this game. You know, I would imagine the DK in any position is going to have his by the time second Roche is up, but certainly maybe the Warlock or even the Ursa, of course, is probably going to take his there.
Okay. The Enrage, of course, also
Hindi man sila
deals with
Chinese
those
team,
spirits
so
pretty
hindi
decently.
din
Also
Embracer.
gives a really strong laner, so Warlock, hard to kind of just bully this lane out. But not the highest.
Hindi threat eh.
And there's not
Hindi
really
kasi
much
ano ni
in-
Saberlight si Bristleback.
No, not a ton. I mean, I think you just want to be able to trade really effectively.
Ito ba yung
and
sa
I
ano,
think you're gonna be able to
Alliance,
do that.
Albo?
I wonder what they're going to go with this last pick. I wouldn't hate something like.
Ano
I
ano?
was about to say a
May
Void
point
Spirit,
ka,
just
wait
because
lang,
I
check.
feel like you
Ay,
need
hindi, si
something
Lim.
that's going to
Hindi.
build into a Yule Scepter against
Si
this. You
Waa.
want to make sure that you're
Si
able to
Star-
get rid of the
nasa ano siya
Warlocks
ngayon
on
eh,
himself. You want to make sure you can get rid of the
Pangalan
Shadow
ng
Word. You
kanila.
want to make sure you can get rid of the overpower.
Yung
plus
Alliance,
mitigate
pero
the
hindi
effectiveness
Alliance.
of the Enrage on the Ursa, but they go
There's
Veno
Veno.
instead.
Yeah, I was going to say, they can choose was the thing with the TSM, I was like, either they pick the safe laner on 8
Yung
and then
Tekis
protect
din eh,
the 2 more
medyo ano
bans,
na eh.
or they just get like a fantastic
Medyo
lane
meta
against
na.
Okay na, Venomancer lang alabas ngayon sa akin.
Gold Squad.
I mean, yeah, but you're against a wall up, man.
Venom
Venom's
off
definitely
lane.
time is gradual,
Ngayon lang
and then you've got that
madalang yan.
the Shadow Word to be able
Yung
to
ulit
negate
nakita
that.
si
You're able
Venom
to
na sa
still
ano.
look to farm,
Frozen
you
na.
know, pull the wave a little bit. There's no stuns
Ah,
with
okay.
this Unless it's a Marcy position 4, then it might be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But then even later on into the game, right, you're going to probably be getting this Aghanim Shard on the Ursa, and then Veno just falls off massively in terms of his effectiveness. Sure, the lane is good, mid-game, nowhere near as much.
Yeah, it's very much a lane
binanded
pick.
pala
It
kayo,
does give
Snipe.
some
Okay.
AoE damage as well to TSM, and some pretty scary team fight. The vision as well, advantage to try and make
Game
it more
ano to?
difficult for Warlock to
Game
get
one.
one. Drop a good golem from range. The DK stun as well is going to be a lot harder to connect on Tiny or Phoenix.
Siyempre yung ano, Crown
So it
Jewel
does
ng
give you
Dota.
that advantage as well in the team fights
Oo nga
here with using the Plague Wards.
They have two very
Tangina, wala na yun, pre.
different distinctive
Naalala
playstyles
mo
that
pa
they're
yun?
going to be going for this game as well. TSM, just look at the heroes that they have. Who actually wants
Pinanitan
to
yun eh, yung
just stand
kasi
there
sa
and hit a
amin.
tower? Nobody. Like,
Oh.
maybe a Tiny if it gets to the
Sa
ultra late
Europe
game,
na.
but then you're just setting yourself up to get gone on by the entire team.
Napanood niyo pre yung ano?
It feels weird because I'm
Yung
about to say
tawag doon,
they're
kay Chris
all on
Jericho.
kickoff,
Ito lang latest.
but like
Yung barbed wire.
Venomancer,
Barbed wire,
Phoenix,
shot
they're
stop.
not like
Barbed
super
wire.
quick
Oo,
damage as
iksi
well,
lang.
right? So you're gonna need to find a squishy
Gago,
target.
tawa ko
for us
ng
to
tao
down
dun sa
zone
may
and
ano,
might be
kulungan.
5 into a
Di ba hindi
5v4
mabuksan?
in your favor.
Kasya pala sila.
Gago,
They
lumusot sila
want
sa may
to be the
butas
ones
lang.
to force that
Gago,
reaction.
kasya
You don't have a
pala.
DK that can stand in the Elder
Gago
Dragon
nga eh.
form and push a
Tawa
tower.
ng
You've got a
tao,
Viper that
puta.
can do the same
Napunit pa
sort of
yung
thing.
pantalon niya eh.
So I'm really thinking that
Ay,
TSM
na-joke
needs
yun.
someone that actually wants to be a little bit more of that frontline presence that they can rally around if the game needs it.
Yeah, it's pretty slow, but I'm
Puta, 6
along
months
OG's
na
line.
yata yung feud nila ni Kingston, di na
do
natapos.
exactly that. TSM, like I said, they brought out the Naga Siren before. Not a bad lane at all versus the
Ganda
DK,
let's rin
right?
kasi yung ano nila.
Yeah,
Story
Alright,
line,
okay.
ang dami na
looking really good as well this game,
Oh.
right? So
Ano,
I might
puro-
see
Impact,
OG
nag-aaway na
consider a ban
yun.
for that.
Puro ba naman
TB,
labanan nila,
see
puro
how
no
effective
DK.
Tomato on his TB can
Oo,
be.
si Jungle
Puro
Boy
tanga
bumalik
na,
na.
Great
puro
ways to be able to
duguan.
deal with the TB illusions right now, and you know, as long as he can just stand there, you are a little bit more survivable, I suppose.
Alam mo,
than
ano eh,
people that
2K,
are hard
yung
against
isang
a lot of
sapak
these
dugo
right-clicking
agad.
style of heroes. So yeah, I wouldn't hate seeing something like a TB because your counter initiation is just so strong.
Mamaya makikita natin.
Yeah, well, I think they might go for something with a Dispel in lane, right? That's why they banned the
Gago,
Jungle.
pre, dami ng
The
roster.
CT lane is just really
Featuring
Sa
strong.
2K ko.
Mercy potentially
At Egoy na,
will have
gago.
to kill even if you put the Viper there. That's too
Tangin.
scary, right? So I
May
see
HG.
potentially
May speed
TSM,
ba to?
some kind of illusion here. But for OG first, as they need to define their roles, right?
I mean, it's most likely
Yung-
like you're
Yes.
thinking Viper,
Yung
DK,
Fudge
Ursa.
nga pala eh,
Okay,
ginagawang
maybe not.
position
Okay,
1
so
na dito
Viper,
sa
Warlock
ano
are the supports.
sa meta na to eh.
Wondering if it's a
Nanggigit-git
DK4.
yun sa
Could
mid
be
eh.
DK4, right?
Sure.
Eh, sa safe lane na siya.
The puck now being picked into a
Meron
lineup
siya
that has
yung
no
ano, yung-
real consistent stunts. Dispose actually
May
is
high
quite
ground
along,
dun na pwede niyang
castination,
ipitin
so it's hard
agad
to
eh.
get the puck
Pag
with that.
nag-grip
This
block
makes that
pa lang.
Void Spirit pick a little bit more viable now, though. It's not bad against the puck. It's one of those few things that has that pick-off potential with the Yule Scepter into the Remnant, into other stuns that are
carry
going to be coming
Tiny?
out. Maybe a carry Tiny?
I think they're pretty fine with the mid Tiny though. Like for all the reasons you brought up earlier in the
true.
draft, you know what I mean? I think they can kind of get their dream
Eh,
carry
one ng
pick here.
TSM.
OG were banning for it as
Nga
well,
eh,
right?
naisip ko eh, wala silang
TSM
ano eh.
might still
Pwede
be
siya
fine.
mag-dark pero.
TB against the puck's a little scarier, but
Anti-mage.
I don't know. Maybe they'll still
Then
hit
yan,
him.
teammate siya.
You have the PL, honestly. That's
Well,
it's
only
kinda
liquid
like-
kasi.
You know, and I really don't want to say that because
O yan,
I mean,
Enigma.
so many times
EA,
it's like a
pwede.
good PL game and he just falls
Oh,
completely
PA.
flat, right?
Choice eh.
But yeah,
Ronero.
I'm thinking like
Ay,
PL,
ban
Naga
na.
Siren, like
Ban
one
na
of these
siya.
really
Inubos
kind of
nila eh.
with the Dispel
Inubos
and
nila
Blade
yung
just to
hero pool
completely
eh.
tear apart. 'Cause
Dark
Ursa's
Terror
not-
lang
Sino?
yung-
Sino ba yun?
You're not gonna
Bismarck,
have to
ano?
worry about
Ayan,
the
Terror
carry
Blade.
Ayan.
coming in
Ayun,
play
Terror
fast.
Blade.
And it is the TB, yeah.
Okay, so they go for the consistent carry over would be the
Kawan.
better carry,
Kawan.
but yeah, certainly TB
TSC,
is something that you can
inubusan
rely on
ng
much
iyo
more
po.
so, and also should have a good lane.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we don't know yet. We're going to see what,
Okay,
once
so
we get into the game.
mid
what
BSM.
the-
DK or Viper.
Yeah,
You
what
have
the actual
the
roles
Ursa.
are for OG, but it certainly means
Taiga,
that this is a little bit more of a
Viper.
passive lane for
Taiga.
TSM. You know, the TB plus the
Ursa
Shaman,
one
not the
to, no?
highest amount of damage, if that is indeed what they're going to go down. So
Sino
I
si
think
Ama?
this might be the
Si
DK4
ano?
and then the Viper
Ah,
position
DK.
3 because that kill threat isn't quite as strong.
Bland Jesus na si Thompson.
What are the final
Gagi, di
predictions?
si Thompson yan.
Di si Top.
Di ba si Thompson yan?
Kamukha lang.
I'm gonna say
Oh.
OG, just
Team.
because I don't think this Venom
Kamukha nga daw yan.
transition
Anak ni
into that
Thompson nga
mid-game
daw
to
yan.
the effect that TSM might like.
Richie, any belief in the Venom?
Ano nga ba si
I
Thompson
kind of
ngayon?
like Veno a little bit better
Wala,
than
stream.
Viper
Stream na
as
lang.
the game
Stream
progresses.
lang.
If
Ah,
anything,
nag-quit na
you
siya?
have vision and you're much more concerned about
Pahinga.
trying to kill a Veno and a Viper.
Pero gusto rin niya
Giveaway na
mag-
sa ano, Young Bloods.
But the Viper, even with a Mars Viper,
Wala pang
out of
team
the
gag.
consideration, even the
I
scale no matter
mean,
what.
We don't know if it's a
Alliance.
Viper.
Sabi nga niya sa Alliance, no
Better find
thanks.
out.
True,
Yeah.
true.
I'm keen
We're
to
in
be
the
proved
dark.
wrong, certainly, right? There was that period of time where the Vipers were picking
Ayun
up
yung mga
like Satanics,
chat
and they
dun
were
eh.
not
Yung
Satanics,
pinakita yung ano,
Scotties,
tangina,
and they were
puro
like
chat
building into
Dotterson.
real tertiary core, secondary core.
Dotterson,
Not
ay,
sure
haba
what
mo
is
kasi.
going to quite be is in
Uy,
this
si
lineup,
ano, si
but,
Elocong
yeah, I just think Venom is
Jordi.
still a little bit useful.
There's one thing I'm worried about for OG's side with that Ursa pickup. it gets to a point where TB, if he gets that Uber farm, which of course, it's Tomato, he's going to get a lot of farm, you're going to have that Skadi. You're going to have that ability to just stop him from running at you. So suddenly the impetus comes on them to be a little bit more of that pick-off focus to start the fight.
I'll see what our casters have to say about this game and who's playing what as we get into game 1 between TSM and OG.
Oh.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, we're coming into a bit of a rematch here. It is
No,
may not be
yung
the
ano nun,
grand
di ba?
finals right now, but maybe
Tama ba?
with the way these
Di versus
results go,
Sinote.
they both make the playoffs.
Really?
It's a rematch we're really hoping
Sino ba yan,
be
ano?
a free grand final
Ah, si
against these two
Pixel.
teams. But there is
Kala ko yung
revenge to
shota
be
ni
had.
Notel, yung ano
We'll
yung
see if the
psychologist.
revenge will be taken.
Iba si Seb.
Yeah, but it's gonna be very much on TSM as we see the one.
Ay, mali! Mali ako napindot!
Yeah, not jaunting to the illusory orb, but OG putting some pressure on and
Ganda skin ng DK.
there's the rebound, obviously just level 1, so there's no disposed to follow that up. The Dragon Tail, that comes through on a Saberlight. He's on the run. The Fatal Bonds connect him all. The Uber there. And Amar's going to get that first blood. So OG,
Tama ba? Saberlight
they want to
Siben,
go
no?
for it until TSM made that aggressive jump with the
Kaso i-observe niya sa lineup nila pa. Lineup na TSM.
Beno 5 ba?
Right.
Hindi. Beno 3.
You make the initiation happen and they get punished.
Oh, pwede yun.
Okay pa.
And they also
Okay
get
pa,
Mas
nice
okay,
to
Flight.
siya.
Well, he's got
Ako nga, no? Ba't niyo pinili? Hindi, tingin ko ano.
That's,
Ruby din eh.
well, that's going to be another death, I suppose. But he does have
Uy,
the fairy
nabuhay
fire to give up on it. I thought it would be another one. He
Ay,
put
si
himself in between
Taiga,
three
ano,
heroes
DK.
that looked like certain death.
Some of the OG heroes actually gave
Puta, magbibuild dyan ng ano, ay, paboritong gamit ni Diego kay Odi.
extremely low in the lane, so they won't really be able to
Yung Meme Hammer.
Oh, Mimamel, gagamit ang Mimamel yan, promise.
If TSM
Mamaya.
lose just a single map, they're out.
Ang bubuin niyan siguro, ano,
Tiebreaker against them.
ano yun?
Pressure's on.
Pressure is on indeed.
Sino bubuo?
So one thing we saw in the
DK,
draft is they banned the
Nisip ko.
Timber, they banned the
Meme Hammer
Razor in
yan.
TSM, but you still pick the Viper. And like,
Ay, lame.
you've been on a lot of pro teams. You've had a lot of experience with this.
Yung Vena
How do you
pang
ban
survival
for this?
lang
Like,
talaga.
it always feels like Amar just gets the hero he wants, and like then he just goes to the Void Spirit, even if you do put enough
Wala
bans.
namang magic resistance sa kanya, so tingin ko unahin yung buuin Ether then.
Quote unquote waste 2 bans on
Pwede
him,
din
you know,
siya
it's
mag,
the
ano,
third hero. It's Viper,
pwede din
Razor,
siya
as well as Timbersaw.
Bloody
You can't ban all of them, and he's very comfortable on all of them. So the right idea might just don't ban his heroes at all, perhaps.
And just focus on the rest of the
Yeah,
team.
give him too much choice.
Beno
We'll
4 eh.
have to see. Bottom lane, there are
Hindi,
3 heroes
yun.
here, but they're not level 2 on the side of
Si
TSM.
Silverlight, ano yun? Si Silverlight, paano yan?
Allowing,
Offlaner.
not allowing them to go for this even more if they were to have the rebound as well as the dispose.
Yeah. This is looking real rough though. Like leaving a Venomancer solo, the hero is all about lane, right? Leaving him solo and losing the lane with him means he won't really have any sort of way back into the game. So I don't really like what he's doing here, to be honest.
There's the rebound, but again, no dispose. Not
Ayan,
sure that's going to
boy.
matter. The right clicks are coming in. Tiger getting low,
Ako
but
yun eh, may ano, verifier.
he survives with that.
Bonus siya na, ano, na...
Yeah, still trialing bottom though.
Marami ng
Wanna
mga
shot
ano
on
yun.
Amar, but is it worth losing a Venomancer for it?
Nag-eucalyptus muna pa.
Of the crowd of people that believe it's impossible.
Kinanabutan ni Aris yung ano, no, yung verifier.
His lanes go poorly, right? And
Yung
like
verifier,
yesterday,
yung
he's
bigla
playing
ang
Timber,
region.
his game's not going that well,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's
Pero yung Magic
middle of
Wand
the pack on the
nabutan
net
ko pa.
worth. We're
Wala tayo,
accustomed to
nabutan
him
yun.
being top of the net worth.
Tatawan pa yun.
And where is he? Towards the middle,
Yan,
late
ginagamit.
game, top of the net worth. It
Ayun.
really, he just
Tayo sanay
rebounds
nun.
so well.
Boots first item.
If you get away with that,
Gawain ko yan.
Tatlong banger.
there's an issue for the for TSM, obviously.
banger.
You try it here to keep him down as much as possible, and Venomancer's not
Yeah.
really too happy at all.
Isa sa utong.
You weren't exactly impressed with that Venomancer pick.
Yeah, not the biggest fan of the hero.
Hindi siya nag-AA, ah.
little bit of back
Bagay.
Misha.
Matitigas yung mga kalaban.
We've seen this Warlock a lot in the Chinese region. This is definitely a hero that has found its place as a solid 5 pick. A lot of 5s that offer that healing. Obviously,
Ayun, si
Warlock
Misha.
does with the
Ayun, si
Shadow Word.
Thompson,
And
si
the early
Misha.
Fatal Bonds is strong too. Like this hero, what? It's 4-4-0 with the Golem when available.
Yun yung hindi nakasali
It
sa
really
major
can be
experience.
disgusting. And then
Oh.
to think about what Upheaval
Excited
does
na
when
ako
you
dito sa
start getting
Mimhammer.
it.
Baka
This
bumuo na
hero is
Mimhammer.
pretty strong from the 5.
Pa yung kay Notel dati.
Warlock is definitely
Bumuo siya Mimhammer kay
much more in
Nagasai.
China than in other regions, of course. But
Tulog sabay na.
he
May
in this game
meteor.
also is
Oh.
going to be very, very strong.
Ang
So
cute nung skin ni
teamfights
Tayin yung Puta Robot.
probably always get a rock off, and coupled with the Fatal Bonds and the Coil, you have like nice burst damage too coming from the Ursa. So Fatal Bonds are gonna do very much. Misha is actually dead.
They'll go for the TP out, but while that's happening, they do get themselves the kill on the Dragonite.
Yeah. So the Tri-Lane finally paying off with a kill. So the good thing is obviously Terrorblade is completely free farming. That's what you want. He counters Ursa fairly nice. Right, once you get up your stamina, you beat him, he don't really have anything to deal with you. But until then, there's gonna be a lot of pressure on him.
It'll be interesting to see who moves off the mid first. Makes that aggressive play. Bryle was back in base, he TP's back to mid. We obviously Puck, a very valuable hero when it comes to anywhere past 6, right?
Yeah.
You've got that Dream Coil, you have a lot of mobility, you can really make team fights happen early on. So it'll be interesting to see how BZM approaches this, especially once he gets there. And against this Tri-Lane, where I feel like you might even have some success picking off these supports if they're not too careful.
I'm really surprised.
Just the toss, okay.
Yeah, it should be any. Mid lane should never be any kills. Like if a kill happens, it's just a misplay on either side.
Or
Hindi na kayo sa week yung ano, no? Yung DB kanina,
The
no?
solo kill is very rare and Dota now.
Sa PSG, kung sino sila, no?
I'm actually really surprised that Saberblade is having such a good game. He's level 5.
Yung one so.
They're gonna go in, they've got the Icarus dive, there's the dispose. Dragon Tail comes out from Taiga, Amar dropping low, probably gonna burn out and will fall to Dubu. All Taiga can do is really just watch it. He throws a stun.
They did not expect it. One of the bigger weaknesses of Warlock is he is not great in trial. He needed experience, fast level 6, you really don't want to be shutting down your levels
sa OG, diba? Tatlo silang tumataba kahit ano.
My biggest worry is just how much Saberblade is getting.
Yeah, he seems like he's super free right now.
Oh, Taiga's dead.
In some trouble, and by some trouble, it's more like he's dead on his screen already. He'll fall. You've got Tomato getting another kill, and it's just, he's 1-0-2. He's 33-15 in the CS. Everything coming up Millhouse right now for TSM.
Yeah, BZM needs that next rune. He's actually going to base. He's not even going to try to contest with it. And then we're probably going to see a coil rotation. Also look at Uragi's item build. He's going for Midas first item on Ursa. He's getting pressured out of the lane by Saberlight. 1v2.
Yeah. And his build is 1-3-1, so high in the poison sting. He's using these plague wards to farm as well as he can, and it feels like Uragi is kind of a little bit flustered with the way the lane's going, especially like you said, in a 2v1 situation for OG.
Yeah. Going Midas first on the hero is very unusual on the Ursa. Really greedy, doesn't really give you too much. You just can't aggress on him. No way.
Remove na yung bounties, no?
You'd like to see come, but right now TSM, they're bringing Bryle over.
Tinanggal na sa
Working with
friendly
an arcane
jungle.
rune, he's got a full bottle, could wrap around if he finds the right opportunity. So, as you see, OG, they're already getting behind their tower and into the trees as Bryle free to show himself as Saberlight sieges the tower. BZM, he's bottom.
Yeah. TB is not level 6 yet, so no thunder opportunity.
Bryle under the tower and into the trees. They're going to try and make something of this, but they've got themselves the avalanche. The toss, level 6 for Uragi's He's forced the TP away. Misha may not be so fortunate, and it's looking like he's going to be food for thought. And the thought process is, hey, if we can't get Ursa, we'll take the Warlock.
Di ba si Misha nasa secret yan?
Up to a 1k lead already.
Nisha yun.
Yeah, the Trial actually worked out perfectly. We haven't really seen a Trial for quite a while. But if you have lanes like this, especially with a Marcy, it makes a lot of sense. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure what this Ursa item is about. Usually you go into the fast diffu on the battlefield if you want to be greedy.
Avalanche out.
It's going to half.
Oh gosh, this is Misha
again,
just not surviving the onslaught, but they do have the Dream Coil on it too. They will snap it on the Tiny. They get the kill on the Saberlight. They'll look over at Bryle. The Avalanche lands on both, but they've got the Waning Rift for the silence. He's under the tower. He'll look for the kill. He'll grab it before he dies. It's a double kill for BZM. And he'll lose the tower. It's a good couple of kills for BZM, who's going to have the job of, hey, I need to open up the map for my Ursa.
Yeah, I mean, Ursa is still gonna go into the Diffuser Blade afterwards. It's just gonna delay all his timings by quite a bit. And if you're in a scenario where their late game is, I would say, quite a bit better, because Terror Blade destroys Ursa. Is that item really worth it? Will it backfire? I guess we'll find out in like 10 minutes or so.
Right. Who again now? Taiga, he's the one in trouble.
He might just be dead, he has no TP.
He could just get run down. Yeah, there's no TP, and Saberlight with no tier 1 tower there, he's free to just chase down this Dragonite. Taiga on the run. Saberlight, he's got the play for it. He's still following, but he's not committing, and maybe worried about now what lies towards the outpost and the tier 2, but that seemed like a kill for sure.
Yeah.
Baka mamaya we were wrong. Baka mamaya si Taiga talaga offlane.
You never know who might or might not be TPing to the outpost.
So, Ursa does have that Midas.
Yeah.
Phase Diffusal.
Goes into the Morbid Mask next. Then into the Diffuser Blade. It's gonna be quite late. He knows Taiga's still up there. Oh,
yeah, boom! Paalam, kapatid!
Tangina talaga na ni Marcial dayo.
Kaya nga eh.
Bryle's having a good game on this Tiny so far.
Yung-
2-1-1.
Sino tong ano yung mukhang cancer
Tower,
patient?
It was kind of worth it. They also
Jay Yoragi.
Gagon, ano
Ay, si Yoragi pala.
see the focus in Saberlight's
Inis
eyes.
It's just free to farm. The triangle in mid lane. This is like a perfect Terror Blade game so far. You get a triangle,
Kasi si Linden, ganun eh.
and then you just start transitioning to full farm mode. Already into the Yasha going Manta style first. Lots of nice spells. in this
BZM yung ano, kumuha
He's
ni
having a perfect
Randy
game so
Orton.
far, but does OG's
Ah,
team
okay,
fight scare him at all? With the Chaotic offering, the Dream Coil coming out, and then maybe what Amar can offer once he does get into the Rod of Atos, or he's also got the Dragonlance queued up.
It is pretty scary, but if you
Tama,
go like
buwan
Manta
din.
into BKB, they don't really have any way to shut you down. And then once you get into the Skadi, is really when the Ursa is mega afraid of you. So I'm expecting more of a defensive item first, and then do the damage later.
Wala, naging AI na si ano.
Dude taking that solo experience over bottom while the rest of the team is left. So he's got that level 6. He does have Supernova available. Amar already backing off.
Saan team nga yung ano? Si Steven Aoki, sa ano?
They've got a
Gaming
sentry, so they do
Glad-
see him. It's on its last
gaming
life. It's only got
gladiators.
about 30 seconds left on the sentry, but
Yun sa Legend
works
Park
out
ba
in
yun?
their favor. They've also got Misha behind, ready with a chaotic offering if
DJ.
need be. So
Yung
it's
DJ.
a very important
Ah,
moment here for TSM, because I think if Bryle dies again, it does open up a lot of opportunity for OG to just kind
Dalawa
of
na
feel
kay AI.
confident and gain back what they've lost in the laning stage.
Yeah, especially because he's like pretty much the only stunner. Sure, Mars is a stun,
Like
but it's
idol,
not
eh.
really easy to land at all.
We've seen Moon have trouble with it.
Wait lang,
Yeah,
ganda
this
ng
one.
laban eh. Wala ako
He
dyan sa
didn't
ano,
actually go
love
for
letter.
Blink Dagger on Tiny, which is very curious because they don't really have any form of initiation.
Going into the Elder Dragon form, looking over Moomiander. There's the Dragon
Serious
Tail.
talaga
Look at
sa
the
Moomiander.
Shadow Word, Illusory Orb. Moomiander very dead.
Yoragi.
Plague Ward's trying to
Any
get courier
Yoragi.
here.
He has a Midas queued up on the Marcy. What the?
So,
He only finished
Yung ginagawa nila kay Amar,
so
di
far.
di umiikot si Amar.
Asher maybe?
Oh,
Puro ano
yun
lang
lang talaga siya. Kahit naman yung ano eh, oh.
That Midas is
Oh, lagyan yung
Kahit naman
strat.
yung
like usually when I
yung
go for a
majors
Blink
eh, hindi
Dagger
naman siya umiik.
or some sort of initiation,
Iikot na siya pag may gamit na siya.
that is so greedy. Like, that
Naging
is
mga
beyond
tayo,
greedy.
League of Viper.
That's what I would get reported for in a pub game.
What, Midas?
Yeah, on a Marcy like that.
Look, taking a look at this heat map here. Bryle spent a lot of time up towards top. Mid, obviously, lane there, so it's going to be quite bright, but the lights are on top where
Echo
Bryle's been.
Saber
And
ata.
Echo Saber to. Kainit yung tinitingnan mo, guys, no?
OG, they're trying to put on a blackout here. And
Yun yung
turn off
usual
this heat
build sa
map
kanya,
and turn off
Echo
the
tas
lights.
Link.
Puno.
Does it scare you at all that he
Kasi ng puno
chose to
niya.
not go for Blink Dagger and that the other initiator is going for Midas? Like, who's gonna ever go in for
It does worry me that
Mga
they're not going
support
to really be
1
able to
delete.
walk into this fight or blink it and
Ayun,
initiate like you're
delete na
saying.
nila yan.
Nakakakutob
You
na
kinda
si
need
ano,
that, especially with the way OG are going to be moving at.
Nakakakutob
You
no.
assume that Tyga's going to be getting a blink dagger. Lakers
Kasi yan.
dive into the Supernova. They're going to go here for the Ursa over
Okay,
mid. The
naman
TPs are
nata
coming
si
in, but
Ursa.
are they going to be in time? It looks likely that they are. The Dream Coil is down on a
Expand
2.
again.
A snap on Bryle. Chaotic offering. That's going to land on a 2.
Sarap ng fatal punch.
Yung gago.
That ulti, but to no avail.
Labas ng
So
Oni.
they do come to save their
Umispondi
Ursa.
agad.
Yuragi feeling very protected by the rest of his team. And
Space
he's getting closer and closer to that Diffusal Blade. You can see OG, they're doing a good job of returning the favor of losing the laning phase and, well, saying, hey, this is how it feels, guys.
Yeah, they're also looking at Timado. Oh, he gets juked. Dragon Tail.
Ah, sayang.
You heard the crowd. Oh.
Yeah, he didn't have it pre-clicked, unfortunately. Otherwise, it would have that Terrorblade.
Oh, man.
Who now finishes Mantis though.
You, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this kind of thing you can feel. You can feel. Like, if you're Taiga at that moment, you're like, ah. So close, yet so far. So bot tower is gonna fall to the Viper as well as the Golem. So opening up the map a little bit more for the Ursa. But the Terrorblade still untouched. And finishes Manta already at minute 14. That's a very good timing. His next item is going to be very telling. If he goes into the Skadi, the Ursa is not going to be as big of a prop, but he will have to be careful with the Viper as well as the Puck.
Hasn't queued anything yet.
Yeah, usually they wait a little bit to keep us guessing.
Yeah. It's not just because they haven't made up their mind. It's actually they're trying to trick the observers.
Yeah, the professional players know exactly what they want to do.
Yeah. Well, sure.
He just finished a Magic Wand and a Clarity. Very
telling.
Telling, yeah.
Sure.
Telling that he's running out of mana.
Yeah.
Skadi. Okay. It's gonna be Skadi.
Okay, so 450 until Ursa's got this diffusal blade to pick up the Yules on Saberlight. He's going into the Spirit Vessel, but that's after the Yules. Do you think that kind of messes with the timing?
It's for the survivability. Also, it's a very reliable coil nowadays to break the coil.
Pretty quick Yules.
Yeah. And it's also a great item against Ursa, right? He jumps in, enrages, you Yule him, suddenly the enrage timer is over. And then he's not that strong anymore.
Technically, you Cyclone. Dream Coil coming out. It's on a Bryle, but they do have the help from Saberlight. Tosses him back as he jumps in. Looked like an alley-oop, and now Mars is going to go in. So Mumiander trying to get a kill here. They'll take out Misha, so they've got one. No Warlock, no Chaotic Offering. The toss up into the air once again. BZM in trouble. Taiga falls. And TSM making their presence felt in the OG jungle. And they're looking right on at Roche to take the first Aegis.
It's not the fastest Roche lineup, but yeah, they have enough left in the tank on OG, so it should be pretty free still.
Yeah, meta's up for a while. This will be, like you said, not the fastest, but with two heroes dead on OG, they're not making the move.
Yeah, Amas also is looking to catch back up. Went into the Dragonlance and Force Staff. Hurricane Pike first item on Viper.
Yeah.
Usual.
Still has the Rod of Atos queued up too.
Probably for the rest of the game.
Double Baron pala.
So now though, even with the Aegis on TSM, do you feel confident as OG when you've got Dream Coil back up with Chaotic Offering and the Elder Dragon form ready to go?
I think it could just be a farming Aegis as well. Like they're not really in any rush to do anything.
Right.
You want to have Terrorblade's next item before you feel really comfortable. But Tiny, he has a DD bottle and he has an Echo Saber, so if you can get on top of heroes, that's a big if.
It's going to help with Mumiander and Saberlight to the side if they do make the jump. Like you said, no Blink Dagger yet on Bryle. He's finally going for one. He'll be that initiator. Not that it was necessary there in that last fight. They were able to walk up on the aggression of OG. They started, they went with the Dream Coil, and then the counterplay was there for TSM.
Yeah, that's really the only way for TSM to fight right now. They have to wait for OG to come to them until you finish that Blink Dagger on the Tiny, which is 600 away. I also have yet to see really the impact of the 4 DK. He almost has his Blink Dagger, so that's nice. But yeah, so far, Taiga wasn't really able to do a whole lot.
Taking a look at who's getting. He's
going
down.
Yeah, Veil is very strong. Venomancer, amplifying all that nice juicy damage.
So uncharacteristic of OG, they just
Obviously
TSM, they feel like they found their stride, but they are inside the OG jungle constantly. OG is not really the team that allows that so much, where they're just like, all right, you're in our jungle, you're making your home, your farm. Like, that's ours. They usually make sure to clean out these heroes. Blink past Mumiander. So they're going to try and get a quick kill here and maybe look for more. Bryle is in the vicinity. He does have that double damage active.
Yun na talaga mga ano, diba, support. Naging
pinapatay na. Let's see what they can do. Or looking
Pinalo na lang yung gank.
Oo, tagasalo lang sila.
He has his Blink Dagger now, and DD is still active for half duration.
Feeling nga nung naisip kong ano eh, Midas yung support.
Phoenix smoking up together. And whoever they fight
ba ni
die
Jovert yun?
real fast. Viper is pretty tanky though. He's gonna sit at 2k health.
Sabi niya,
Gonna make the jump. Taiga's on the mark first. He goes in with the Blink as well as the Dragon Tail. The Chaotic Offering is seen. Avalanche was thrown out, so stops OG for a moment. They go with that ulti from the Venomancer. They've got the kill on a Saberlight to start. The Supernova is well too far back. That is forcing OG to now they look over at Mumiander. They've got themselves on BZM. They get the kill on the Marcy. They look over at Saberlight
Kanina
once
pagtalon
again.
na lang,
Nabaliktad ng
Try
ano.
and find it going the other way. For
Nabaliktad
Isle
yung
of the Avalanche as well as
pagbaliktad
the toss.
ng
BZM quite
TSM.
low. Brown sticking with him. Tomato gets the kill. Takes away the killing spree. And it ends up being a 2-for-1. But getting BCM is a big target and a streak going into their hands.
Yeah, they're very, very strong in the team fight right now with the Venom.
Close fight
as well
na.
as Supernova.
Oh, wala
Okay,
pang
gold did lang.
Also, a
Less than
little bit
1K
unfortunate
niya.
for Mumian that he's the one dying first, because he's still going for that Midas. He's gonna have that minute 20.
Oh, okay.
It's
One day,
unbelievable that went
he
for
might...
Midas. I can't believe that we're seeing two Midases in one game.
He might go to the Blink, right? He's got to queued up.
Si TV wala sa laban.
so.
Pinapansin.
That would be
He's
very
not
late
going to go to the
Midas.
Midas and then at
Why do you have a lot of haste
minutes,
though on a Marcy?
Well, you can give up on the Midas.
No, it feels real bad, trust me.
I know it feels bad, but like Blink's going to feel better.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I guess we'll see what he does. But Marcy's not really a flash farmer, so it's going to take a while until we really will be able to witness what he's going to go
We'll
for.
find out in 17. Oh, he's okay. He bought the recipe.
Yep. Nice.
Real
well, if the
Midas
game goes
gaming.
60 minutes, he is
He'll
going to
have
be a
Blink.
core.
Yeah, he'll have Blink. Wow. Core might be ambitious.
Ah, Midas helps you farm, right?
Yeah, it does.
How
but-
many uses does it take to... It gives 160, right? So
Yeah.
14 uses-ish?
Yeah, to get that that gold back.
It's not that long. Just
The
like
experience is the nice.
just at 20 minutes.
Remember the Midas patch? Everybody was buying Midas.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
Very fun. Oh, Blink Dragon Tail coming through after the Icarus dive, so Dubu in trouble. Sunray off the map.
Nice.
But, well,
Sayang.
he doesn't have a
How did you get there?
He's still
Wala na.
dead.
Yeah, but how did you
Right
get
click,
there?
and there it is.
Ayan, ako
I
nun.
just
It's the
scroll.
gravitational pull
Namit
from the
nga,
edge
di
of
ba?
the map that pulls you back.
So,
It's
nahatak
actually
siya
that
pabalik.
one spot is known as the gravity bind area.
I'm sure every spot off the map has that. That one spot is no different B-Cup, sorry. That's not how physics work in Dota.
There's physics.
You know, everything you ever like learned about physics at school makes no sense in
Magano
Dota.
siya?
It's like its own world.
Evans Albert.
It could have its own physics.
Tiny.
Aegis expires.
Pwede
So now we'll see if
dikit
TSM, if they want to still fight or farm. Because Terrorblade, feeling like he's in a great spot. He's got the Scotties going into the Satanic.
So no BKB at all. Okay, that's a little
Not
bit
yet.
risky. Not
But
yet.
we've seen it in the past, right?
AFK farm.
Maybe you lose a fight and all of a sudden it's like,
Uh-oh.
wow, I need BKB.
This puck is pretty annoying.
It
Sasali
doesn't
na.
happen in pubs though. Usually it takes like 5 or 6 deaths before that person's like, okay, I need BKB.
Yeah, but you can't tell him.
Yeah.
Because if you tell him, he's gonna buy back.
I'll buy whatever I want. Tell me how to play my
Nice
game.
toss.
Taiga in some trouble. Avalanche toss comes in for the blink from Bryo with the right clicks coming out from Tomato.
What's the meta use though?
Popped that meta, yeah. I was gonna say that is a quick pop on that, quick fingers on the metamorphosis, and it would almost dictate that they go top. Yeah, go for the top.
I mean, they were gonna do regardless, but yeah, now the meta's gonna be on cooldown, and I would hope that OG is gonna try to fight them really. Like this Midas Ursa hasn't really paid off yet because you basically allowed Terrorblade to have an entirely free game, and you're already countered by him. So now he has his BKB. I really want him to put under pressure now. The later this goes, the harder it gets. True. And they smoke up straight away. They're looking for some stranglers.
Can they find any? They've got one in Mumiander. He doesn't have rebound even if he wasn't silenced, but he goes into the unleash and they'll unleash his life into the grave. So Amar on a killing spree. He's quietly finding himself a lot of farm. He's third on the net worth. Like I said, you know, you may shut down his lane, but he knows where to go. He knows where to farm and he knows where to pick it back up.
But he's also a Viper against the Terrorblade.
True.
Like, it doesn't matter who you are, if the matchup is terrible, you will die. Does he have a shot in a Viper? No. Yeah, Amar's not the kind of guy that would buy a shot on Viper.
Is that by the way, is that terrible spelled T-E-R-R-O-R-B-L-E? Terrible?
Yeah.
Cool.
How else would you spell it?
Just want to make sure. No, just asking.
Finally, the mid-talk is taken out, minute 23. Super late.
Very late. Yeah.
You only see this if the games are completely one-sided. Generally, there's a tower still up, but
it's not that one-sided.
not.
Until we haven't really felt TB's presence, right?
Yeah.
He's been involved a little bit. He had that metamorphosis over in the jungle. They used it, of course, not that one, just prior, the one before that, when it got in the Aegis.
Look at this quick buy, by the way. He went for the BKB.
Yeah, he's listening.
Before dying even.
So he recognized it.
Yeah, very mature. That's very mature.
I know they were giving out stats on the stream, like they had other players evaluating other players. That's adaptability 99. I don't know if that was a stat on there, but...
Yeah, I think so. Adaptation or something?
Yeah, 99. Knowing before you die to get that BKB.
Yeah. You never want to give away the advantage, especially if you're 16k damage. You have 3k net worth out of the Ursa. Like,
it's a lot.
It's gonna get really tough to fight. Like, Ursa needs to stick on top of Terrorblade for like a good 10 seconds. Probably needs to get like 2 overpowers off and a couple more auto attacks to really be able to threaten him. And how do you do that? Because he turns around, he hits you once, and you can't move anymore.
Yeah.
And if you can't move, you can't hit.
True. I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
BKB
flying out.
Yeah.
It would be a shame if he gets caught right now. Oh, he doesn't.
No, he's TPing back.
Ever the wiser.
We'll say BZM and Brow are pretty much neck and neck in terms of net worth.
BKB on Tiny as well. It's a massive timing. 5-man smoke.
Yeah, this should
no
be
blink on Moomiander though. He'll have to use it Midas a couple more times.
Yeah, he's got 1,530 gold. They're going to try and make this move. It's not going to exactly line up with Roche as it's a long respawn. They do find a bar. They've got the Avalanche as well as the Toss. They can toss it back to Saberlight. The chaotic covering comes down with the BKB pop by Bryle. They look over at Yuragi. They focus their attention onto Moomiander, who's trying to heal up with the Unleash. Misha getting low, and he'll fall too to a neutral creep. Amar ends up dying to Bryle, and it ends up so far with a 2-for-1. They want more. They can't quite get it with the TP out.
Yeah.
But still not a bad fight for TSM. Unfortunately for them, Roche is not up yet, and by the time Roche comes up, it's going to be about 40 seconds before meta's back up.
Yeah, so team fight is going to be pretty difficult. However, TB, like with the Scud, he's not purely solely reliant on Metamorphosis. He will still be able to hit some heroes.
Right.
And they can probably still just delay with Venom Wards and spam it and set the Reflection and whatnot, right? So, shouldn't be too big of an issue. But you saw the Ursa's reaction, right? Terrorblade runs up the hill, and Ursa's like, oh my god, I gotta run away. I can't do anything to this guy. And who in the team really can? Like, I can't see a single hero that can deal with the Terrorblade right now.
Gale on Taiga, TP attempts, but he's got the Yules. Moomiander's there, so is Tamano, and this is a quick one.
Did you see the high five?
Damage.
And before even Yule, he just got a GG. I'm gonna Yule you. Now, what costs more, B-Cup? What costs more? A TP scroll or 175 mana? What's more expensive?
What do you mean? Like, gold to mana efficiency, like timing, or what exactly are you asking? What costs more?
I don't know what I'm asking.
I think you'd want the TP
Anong
with Roche
daya
being up soon.
para makita agad si Roche.
So you could have just let yourself, you know, try and
Now, you know,
run around the trees.
that was a trick question because...
Was I right? Did I get it right?
Yeah, probably, because I don't even know what I was asking.
What kind of professor are you? Dream Coil down, Moomiander dies, and Yuragi's got another one. That's a kill to get here that might allow them to go for Roche. Maybe not the biggest thing, but again, Tamano still without meta for 30 seconds, so how willing are TSM to go? OG know that Roche is up, and how quickly can they take it?
Just keep spamming illusions in, keep spamming fire spirits. Venom Wards is very difficult to just take this Roche for free. As I say that though, they're just starting to hit it. And they're continuing to hit it.
Venomous Gale, a little bit short.
And it's almost down.
Towards the hill. Sunray, maybe. Can they Icarus time to go in? They're going to go with the BKBs. They'll look over at Roche. Yuragi going for it, but the Aegis is snatched by Bryle. He picks it up. They're going to fight man-to-man, or bear to rock. They'll try and fight it. Tamano joins in. It's going to be a 2v1. They get the kill here out of Yuragi. They'll take out the Ursa, and they'll look over at Amar. The damage is coming in with the help of the Avalanche to stun him up. They'll toss him away and take away his life. 2 heroes down to the side of OG, and they get the Aegis in their hands. Misha looking like a +1. Saberlight looking for the high 5. Misha won't give it to him, but hey, Saberlight, I got you.
It's just honestly, like, we spoke about how they have like a lot of just spam to the pit, right? Ursa was sitting at like, what, 80, 75% health maybe?
Right.
And Terrorblade just runs at him, hits him a couple of times. If he gets an Aegis, maybe there's a chance, but he had to preemptively already pop that BKB. So top ranks should be pretty free. Maybe they even want to go for more. No, Metamorphosis is about to expire, so probably not. It's just impossible to fight with the Terrorblade right now. Like, they made the conscious decision to go greedy on the Ursa, not to pick up the fast diffusal and put up the pressure. And this is what they have to deal with now. They will have to kill him once or twice. Maybe then they can like ramp up the damage on the Ursa enough to really fight a proper fight. But I don't think Timato's giving it to them. The way he's been playing has been near perfect.
Taking a look back at this fight, you see the BKBs come out. There was the Waning Rift. They've got the Supernova over to the side. Just snatches the Aegis, and Ursa desperately needed that. And once he doesn't pick it up, Yuragi's pretty much dead already.
Yeah.
And then they look for more, and this is Amar. Yule's up into the air thanks to Saberlight. They'll lock him down, Avalanche toss. This really was great execution from TSM. Just on the edge of knowing that Metamorphosis was going to come back up, so really well done.
Meander though in trouble.
Meander, he got the dispose, but the rest of OG are here. They've got the help from Mishu with the upheaval. They don't even need BZM to help get that kill. I saw that Yuragi who picked up the shard, and he actually did use it, so he's got that Earthshock shard upgrade.
Yeah. It's super strong. Timato's gonna get found out here.
Timato, Waning Rift. They've got the Aegis on Bryle. It's not up to Timato. The chaotic offering. There's the Vanta.
Sander!
The BKB on the run.
Sander!
Di pa nagsander.
Gets away with the Silver Edge just by the skin
Ayaw
of his
lumaban.
teeth.
Invisibility is invincibility everywhere. Not just in my brackets.
So my
Matakas
bracket.
pa.
Yeah. Okay. Although you did quite, you know, you could climb a bit from Vanessa on Romania, I believe.
I climbed. I've climbed.
Yeah.
I'm still climbing. I'm wearing
Slow and steady wins the race, become.
Right now I've lost 7 in a row, but that's
okay, as long as you don't tilt. Don't tilt.
I've taken a little bit of a break. I'm gonna be bumping for my next goal next when I go back on. 4K lead for TSM.
Yeah.
Still 2 minutes on this Aegis.
Close fight pa rin.
Use it as a farming Aegis.
Kaso,
Still, if they want to, they still have some items to go.
habang tumatagal,
They don't want to do
Palutino
that.
OG.
Smoke up as 4 into the enemy triangle. But of course, OG also knows that they aren't showing anywhere else. This is probably the destination they're gonna choose.
Who's here?
I've just been looking around for OG for like some power spikes, power timings, like how do you deal with the Terror Blade? You have a Basher now on the Ursa. It's just you can't really ever jump into the Terror Blade. Like his illusion will just kill you. There's so much support for the Terror Blade.
BCM level 25.
Yeah, but it's still 5 levels away. I don't even know if he will reach 25 by the time the game ends.
If they can turtle it, if they can hold on, maybe they do. But TSM, they look like they're in a good spot to continue the onslaught. It's not exactly like it's out of OG's hands, but like you say, you don't really see or feel that power spike just yet.
Yeah, it's only a 4K lead, but you can see how scared OG is. They know this Terror Blade is just too strong.
Yeah, they're just looking to farm at the moment. Yuragi, he's going into the MKV. Tycho wants a Ghost Scepter. This Warlock, he's got Arcane Boots, so full build. And then, Puck. Let's see what he can do once he's got the Octarine Core.
Also found the Paladin sword, of course. Ooh, close to the out.
Amar's got this Halberd. How much is this really going to help him?
Not a whole lot. That's the thing. Terror Blade doesn't really get countered by Halberd because he has so many illusions also hitting you. Like Halberd is more like, I guess it's good against Tiny. He does a lot of single target damage with his Tree Club, but yeah, like it's just there's not a whole lot Amar can do in this game. Like Terror Blade is just too strong. There's nothing you can really itemize to counter.
Blink in, Avalanche, and they're going to get the Dragon Tail. It's doing a Bryo. Do they have the damage to get the kill here out of the Tiny? He's still holding onto that Aegis. It's up for another 5 seconds. If the timing's right, maybe they can kill him.
They're waiting,
without the Aegis. They're holding their fire, and they're going to look with the BKB being popped by Bryo. There goes the Aegis. Do they have the damage to get the kill? They're running into the Super.
Inabangan yung expiration ng tira. Galing.
There's the Dream Coil. It drops Bryo like the rock he is. He turns into gravel, and they'll look over at Saberlight. They've got themselves 3, and OG holds successfully, and they'll take out
Nice
this
play,
TSM
nice play.
push. It was an aggressive play from Bryle, and it doesn't pay off, and it was wise for OG. Somebody checked the inventory. They knew, and they had the countdown timer when they wanted to kill him.
Yeah, they got really messy. So the mistake TSM made here is they went away from the Terror Blade. Terror Blade is basically your tower that you want to play around, but Bryle went in real deep, hoping that they would kill him and pop the Aegis, but OG was just like, no, we're not going to do that. Why would we?
Yeah, if we know, we know.
Yeah, and then of course the entire fight gets messy, right? Moomiander wants to help Bryle. They pop the Supernova to try to help Bryle. But ultimately,
drop by BZM. I thought he might have put himself in a very precarious position, right? Like right by that Supernova.
Yeah. But then again,
gets the kill.
Sana ganun nagpapit mga ano.
Right?
Yeah. They don't
Ba't di
really
ba
have many.
Virtus Pro nagpalit
And
din?
as TSM were free to take the tier 2s mid and buy,
Tama ba,
right
Virtus
now
pa
with
ba
no
yan? Oh.
Tiny and no Veno, feels like OG, they have the ability to just take these towers for free, but there is that glyph from TSM. They're smoked up, and TSM are looking for their moment. They finally have Bryle back. He immediately TPs to the tier 2 tower, and with that, OG retreat, and it might be a wait
Moon is
to see
looking.
the next Roche, but as I say that, Misha's in trouble, and he'll be the next one very dead.
Gets executed by Timado. And he's dead for 70. It's not a short timer. They might be looking to pressure the high ground again. Did they use meta in the last fight? They didn't even use meta.
It's going to be tough. Bryle has to be careful about his positioning. He can't just jump in like that.
Yeah, you just want to play around the Terror Blading.
Yeah.
As I said, he's your tower, you just defend your tower. If they go on him, Bryle goes in.
Okay. So we'll see if they can do that now. OG, they've cut the deficit to just 2K.
Yeah. He needs, how much gold is that? 500 gold, and he will have the Abyssal Blade at the ready.
What is the Ursa?
Abyssal Blade on Terror Blade, not super common. But, yeah, Abyssal Blade also on Ursa, of course.
Yeah, he was going MKB before, so taking that check, and he does have that Abyssal
They
Blade.
need the BKB piercing lockdown, so that makes a lot of sense.
Ay, paano
They're
yung
still
ano,
making
pusa
damage,
nyo,
though.
Riz?
So if
Chowa.
plus 1 damage item comes out of them,
Chowa.
they will have a very good chance of actually being the Terror Blade in the team fight.
Yung ano ba, yung alagad ni Aris.
With that Elder Dragon form, but they don't
Gagawin
reach
ng
that
wrestler.
wave
Ala,
so
ala. Mamaya.
it's not
Mali nga lang yung pang.
quite what they wanted. An Elder Dragon form, it's got 3/4 the duration, so maybe they could use it at some point. Taiga's still sitting here up towards top if they were to make the move, and Yuragi kind of maybe showing himself as a little bit of bait.
Look at BZM, level 23. One more team fight, you know, he is going to be level 25, and then those BKBs, they won't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, so they 4-man smoke. They've got Yuragi, the one who's not smoked. BZM, his smoke gets broken. He'll jaunt over with the Illusory Orb. The Fire Spirit doesn't land. Phase Shift Blink, and then another Illusory Orb over towards the outpost. TSM, they're looking to control, they're looking to go and maybe find their opening as they'll see the vision. But here they go on the side of OG. They've got Yuragi going in with the Abyssal Blade. It's Cat buffering off to the side. That's not going to do too much, but the damage is out. They get the kill on the Taiga. That Elder Dragon form's not going to matter with Dubu going down and no Supernova out for the side of TSM. They might be in some trouble. There is no Phoenix in this fight, no Supernova to rely on and maybe fight within as the rest of TSM need to get out of this one. The BKBs are no longer there. They've got the 4 heroes with the Waning Rift. It lands on a 3. Can they follow it up? Illusory Orb again. There's Bryle with the TP as well as Saberlight. BZM is searching. BZM is looking. He's going to help. You're into the forest with the big bad bear and, well, Yuragi.
And busy yung naka...
That's his token throne.
Roshan na.
The fights are becoming very, very messy. Like, Terror Blade is just not getting to hit anyone. They're always just kiting him, running away from him. And that's exactly what they have to do, right? If you can't deal with the problem, well, not always it's the best choice, but in this case, just ignore the problem.
Natunaw si
Kill
Phoenix
everything around
agad
him. He can't 1v5 you. There's no way. Now the third Roshan is going to go Refresher Shard. Who's they going to go to? Could be good on the Warlock, could be good on the Puck. Maybe they will just keep it on the Ursa as well. He gave it over to the Warlock. It's going to be a
1K
double
gold lead na lang.
Double Fatal Bonds can be very potent.
Double
they stack. It's a lot
Double
of potential
Fatal
damage.
Bonds, tas double ano?
You know how Wraith King's got the Arcana? He takes the token bones.
Yeah.
You think all heroes should have access to that? They take the token bones and then they
it's too savage.
Turn it into a chest.
Ina, tumalon.
It's too savage.
Get the bone throne.
Saka yung Bale, nasa Aegis lang.
Agre.
Yuragi, BZM. Just put the pressure on, look for the tier 2 tower.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
BZM almost 25. That talent is so game-changing. Every time you get that Dream Coil pierces magic immunity talent, Paxos becomes a different hero. And he's also going to the Overwhelming Blink, so he took some lessons from Yuragi. He's going to go in and out. That cooldown on the Illusory Orb is ridiculous. 5 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, we've talked about low cooldown things in the past, especially with that Arc Warden that had the cooldown reduction. It was quite low on everything.
Yeah. So probably they spoke about it. It's like, hey, can you do what I did the other day? And BZM's like, yeah, let me show you. I got this.
Illusory Orb cleaning up the creep wave. BZM
25.
Level 25.
He
and
takes
he
the good
takes
talent.
the Dream Coil, pierces magic immunity. The rapid fire doesn't make sense here, but of course that Dream Coil magic immunity pierce is quite nice.
Now the big question though is he gonna get a Timeless Relic? Because Timeless Relic plus Dream Coil is ridiculously OP.
Ooh, they're gonna go. They found themselves Tomato for a second, but again, invisibility is invincibility.
Yeah.
Ragi now kind of getting kited a little bit. They need to be careful. They've got the rest of the team behind him. RTSM willing to fight the throw illusion over. They've got Bryle going with the Avalanche as well as the toss, but they've got the Dream Coil available to lock them down if they start to run.
Nice.
It was the Dragon Tail that hit on a Moon Meander. That will get them the kill. Supernova is very far back. And they'll look over at Yuragi. He's getting run down, but he does have this Aegis. So do you really want to chase the bear? We've seen it. And like I said, he wants to add the token bones to his throne.
Oh, they gave him the cheese. Last second, so he doesn't dare to poison over. But black poison over isn't lethal. Yeah, I know, but the poison thing on it too. You know, we don't want to spread false rumors here.
No, not at all.
And they're looking to go high ground. Still no shot
Oh,
though.
they'll find Tomato. Here they go with the right clicks. They've got the Abyssal Blade to follow it up, and they're locking down this Terrorblade.
Bash again.
The bash is the bash.
Ito yung Terrorblade.
Coming in, they get the kill with Tomato. He has
Thunder,
but he will not have
Wala. Basher lang. Diesel.
to lock him down. And
Diesel
take him
Blade
out.
into ano.
So Bryle's gone. Tomato's
Into
out. The
labas.
Bolt buy back. Down goes Saberlight. These three
Ay,
heroes
bak,
are
pero
very
may
necessary
ito.
for the defense for TSM.
Bye,
OG
May
looking to hold the
si
high
ano.
ground on the opposite
Ang
side of the
Aegis
map.
ko.
Here on TSM's base. Waiting Rift once again. It's on Sub 2. Meander in trouble. The right click's coming in. BCM
Meander, death after death after death.
through.
So, mag-support, di ba?
Yeah, it's pretty free for them as the glyph is used. But
Tayo
OG,
bakit, di
no
ba?
need to back up just yet.
And,
They're free to do whatever they
Mm.
want. If they want to continue, they can. If they want to back up, well, it's their game right now. We're all just kind of living in it.
Yeah, they
Gaan
should
na
be
to.
continuing to pressure here. They also have a Shadow Word, AoE to keep them all full HP
Alam
at
na
all
ka-travel
times.
sa
They
kada
pack to poke in and out.
TSM.
So they shouldn't really be afraid of anything.
Yung ko'y
Mina
GGG na
also picked
nila.
up on Ursa, so there's a
Ang
damage
ina,
on
bilang
his
10k
Pokemon.
lead
He
yung
already
Ano,
shredded
Aegis pa eh.
Terrorblade
Mas
with that
nila
item.
dapat.
It's going to become
Pupush na
just that
nila
much
to.
easier.
Misha with the shard, using that AoE Shadow Word,
Kanina
healing up
pa sa
his
Aegis.
teammates. BZM, he's going to boots travel TP towards bot, or at least he was showing that he was going to do that.
And he cancelled.
And he
Ay,
canceled.
hindi pa.
Yeah, so now we have reached the point in the game where Terrorblade doesn't feel unkillable anymore, right? There's so much damage output now from the Puck as well as the Ursa that they have. Oh, he also finally finds the Timeless Relic on Puck. This is like the most broken item on him. Call duration goes up, silence
MK
duration
na
goes
pala.
up, all the spell damage obviously goes up as well. There's nothing better.
Tayo dyan.
But yeah,
Puta didi pa.
what do you really do now to prevent Terrorblade from getting kited? Because every team fight is getting kited, and post BKB, he gets taken down from full to 0.
Lintas mag-ano. Ano yun? Yung sa set.
Maybe
Ah,
if the
yun na.
egg is in like a little better position, they don't have great heroes to keep him in the egg though. Or the egg radius rather. It's after the bottom fight, honestly, where they dove the base, the entire game turned on its head.
Nabaliktad
And
eh.
all OG since then.
Yeah. And OG still kind of hold the
Wala
driver's seat.
silang
They're
buy.
up so
Saan
much
ka
gold.
naman
It
eh.
felt like Ursa wasn't exactly going to be able to do much, but he gets right on top of the TB and then just lays it on him.
Yeah, has a DD now bottled as well. Not super potent on Ursa, still a strong steroid of course. And you can see TSM is pretty darn scared to get out, so OG wants to take the fight to them. They need to deal with those Terrorblade illusions though.
Can't just let them wander and waddle their way towards mid.
It's so annoying when you see them just walk towards the lane.
Even na.
Amar's gonna be dealing with that.
So is BZM.
Has an Arcane Rune too. Okay, let's see the cooldown of Puck when he gets to the Arcane Rune. He bottles it, okay, he's a smart player. We all know he's a smart player, so we'll have to wait a little bit.
Man, look at that hero
for the
damage.
reveal. Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. They're smoking around. It's just so hard to now find a good team fight for OG. There's still a golem from the back line every time. Mumian's just dead.
Oh, wow.
Instantly.
Blew him up in just a heartbeat.
Tunaw.
Wala sa mga.
Dream Coil.
He broke the coil.
And he's going to break it on Saberlight. They should be able to get the follow-up on this one. He'll use himself into the air. Tomato never breaks his coil. He'll go to the ulti, but that's just to deter them from probably going forward for the rest of his team. He's dead for 75 seconds. He does not have buyback. Meanwhile, they need to be careful. These creeps were coming in top. Their first tier 4 is almost dead.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter so much though because they have complete map control. So I don't think
they'd sneak it.
Yeah, they can't.
Nawala lang yung camera kay
All the way,
Moon.
but yeah,
Nawala na
is
siya.
being very careful. Of course, you don't want to have any random Terrorblade pushing into the throne or anything like that.
Leveler pa.
Stealing that win from you. Because right now it just really looks like an OG win. Like, what do you really do against the Puck now? They build a Hex on the Venomancer, but he's so tanky on the Puck. He's sitting at 3.3k health with the Shiva's Guard. They don't have the damage output to kill him, even during a Hex duration. So I'm not entirely sure what their plans to do with the Puck. Do they have any more Hexes coming up, perhaps? No. No Hexes. If BZM plays like he has, like he will solo carry every team fight pretty much.
Feels like that's been the control that they need. He's actually going into this Revenant's Roche.
Oh, very interesting. Not something we see all day. Gives you True Strike, and you can hit E-bladed targets, but they don't have an E-blade even, I believe. I mean, if you have that much gold, you don't really know what to spend it on. Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
Sure.
Why not? Ag's being built for Saberlight. We'll see if he gets into that. That's going to be a tough ask to get to that.
Yeah. These heroes on OG, mega scary. Almost Swift Blink also done on Ursa. And the items are just coming and coming and coming. The only rich hero is Terrorblade still, but we already spoke about that. You can't 1v5 in this kind of game.
5 seconds till Roche. Could be big if TSM take this fight.
Yeah.
But that's, like I just said, tough ask. Very tough ask. So they're going to have to be very careful if you're TSM. Maybe get themselves a start-off kill with the Mar, but they're not going to get it just yet. He's got the Lotus Orb. He tosses his Brile up into the air as he tosses him. Yuragi saved, but now on the run. Supernova in a decent spot. They've got the Waning Rift. It's on to 3, so that'll stop them from moving forward. Coil's down on the 4. BZM, he's got the control, but does he have the life to survive at all? They get the kill to do, but they'll take the Phoenix. They'll look over now at Tomato. The Thunder reflected. No, 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 you do not get my life. I'll take yours. The look for Brile, the look for the team like TSM's in trouble, and they only lose the Warlock. My oh my, OG obliterate and wipe the floor with TSM.
It was really close for Terrorblade to be able to live there as well. You don't have the Satanic though, even after the Sunder. Ursa just shreds it.
Ganda ng entrance ni Puck, 5 yung ano.
50 health and gets a good double kill afterwards. So many good things were happening for TSM, but they just need a little bit more damage. We see the fight back here as well. They initially go on the Viper, but he's too tanky. And look what Puck is doing. 4-man Waning Rift, 4-man Coil. And it's just way too much damage.
Yun o, full team yung Coil.
Buybacks. Look at Puck's health too in that replay. Ooh, 50 health.
Look at the Sunder. No.
Nice.
Thanks.
Great item.
I take your life. Parang wala naman.
Yeah.
GG push.
Any mantles dropped yet? No.
GG.
Dispose? No. Moomiander will fall. BZM gets the kill, and everybody's dead on the side of TSM. GG and OG will grab this first game.
I now also believe that means TSM is eliminated. And it also means that if it's not first in the group anymore. Ooh.
So still a lot to play for.
Nice game.
Second game for OG. But I mean, that was a close one. I liked what TSM
Patay mo na, bang ano?
Pang
round 2.
It was really just like they played a great game all the way up to that bottom Rex dive, where the A just ran out, unfortunately, and then they all tried to hustle around Brile, try to save him. They give the team fight away, suddenly Puck is unkillable. You know, Puck is one of those heroes, if you don't have the tools to deal with him, he just becomes exponentially stronger.
Right.
And he showed it at the end, like BZM is kill every fight, silencing multiple heroes, coiling like, what, 3-4 heroes every fight. Kind of ridiculous what he did.
It was crazy what BZM was able to accomplish, especially with the fact that you know, he was not top he was more middle of the pack, and eventually he feels like the strongest guy on the team for OG. And you know, you do have Ursa frontlining. You've also you can never discount Amar, but it really was BZM who was just pushing the envelope and controlling these fights and making sure everything was there. That last fight, 4-man Dream Coil, pretty beautiful, and I mean that's what led them to end up getting that victory. So they take this first game. We're going to throw it back over to the analysts to review this one and see what they have to say about it. So guys, back to you.
Invite now.
Thank you. We're now seeing some of the highlights brought to you by Aramco of this first game of the series. TSM unfortunately losing that chance to force the tiebreakers with this one loss, but with an impressive performance from OG. To me, especially BZM.
God damn, that man is good. He is so good on the puck. He is, in my opinion, the only one that can rival Nisha playing the hero. He was just able to, look at the man, he's so beautiful, win so many team fights for his team. It's absolutely nuts, and even the Tomato Terrorblade wasn't enough to get it across the line for TSM.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's kind of a shame because I think this is probably the best form we've just seen TSM in this entire tournament, right? Game, their first series versus Liquid, which is even still 2-0, went through them, they were shaky before after the power spikes, especially after struggling to close out games 1 and 2.
Umpisa yung baliktad nung pro ni tayo ni
You know,
Sabot.
even though they've got the right draft, they've got the right late game, and they're playing fairly decently in these fights. You know, no egregious mistakes. It's just OG are that one step better than them here, and they're going to get the win. The reason, of course, my tone here, slightly sad, is that this is going to be TSM eliminated from the potential tiebreakers, and now the top 3 teams of Group A guaranteed to be Nigma, OG, and RNG. The order, not yet determined.
We saw there on the screen, you know, the big Roshan on a fabulous big screen. Really just a game about playing around that Roshan. The fact that TSM were able to take that first one away from them, huge deal. Even the second one, being able to claim the Aegis, so vital. He was able to get that Aghanim shard on the Ursa, meant that he was so much more capable of fighting into heroes like the Phoenix and the
Gulat pa nga ako, lumamang bigla ang TSM.
Let's analyze some of the more intricacies of this
Saber
game.
Knight.
Despite getting
Talo
the
talaga
first
sila.
Roche, OG never really
Ako
gave
yung
up.
fourth.
He seemed on the back foot for the first maybe sort of maybe 10
Oy,
minutes after the late
Chowa
stage,
pala nagay ko
but then they
Chowa.
quickly recovered. One of the characteristics of this team has always been able to feature. As we go into the analysis of the actual picks, we talked about
Andres, may mga variant ka na.
Richie, did you feel like the Veno had the impact you wanted from him in this game?
I do, actually, I really do.
Aris and
I
Aris,
think that
aka
Saberlight
Aris
played a pretty
SGA.
fantastic game. The Yule Scepter allowed him to get the ultis off.
Yun.
The Shard, in addition to Aether Lens,
Jowa daw yan.
get the Venomous Gale off from distance.
Yeah, patay. Patay siya.
Yun o. Si Granchman SGA.
Asa nag-aagaw naman?
Kung kuha mo yung mga uniform mo. Si Joel.
Late game, I have to say, was because of how well Uragi ended up itemizing here.
Yung sumahal
It's not
din po.
shown here in this
Tayo na guys, yung mag-iaga.
but he did go for the Midas early on, and that did enable him to scale very nicely from what
Pababa
was
ngayon
a
sa
difficult
3.
lane. He still did well, don't get me wrong, with only the one death, of course. You know, not a disastrous lane versus the
Ay,
Dancer,
pababa ulit.
but the Midas is what really
Ang laki ha.
to be able to keep up
Hindi
or
pa
close
stampo.
to it. Of course, we've been singing Tomato's praises. Look at that scoreline as well, 9-2 and 6. But just to be able to keep up
Putang ina, ba't may
with that
pusa
farming
dito, pre?
potential as an Ursa, it's a
Alagad
big
natin
deal when
yan.
you have so much
All
fewer
in it.
avenues to be able to pick up that net worth, and I thought Uragi did a fantastic job.
Students versus faculty.
Well, I mean, we get to talk about the numbers, but sometimes it's easier to see the things happen themselves. Wait a second. You see Danok here
Oh, it's
today.
Jobert
As you can
SGA
see by his
version.
beautiful suit jacket. Can we get a little close up on that? He
Jobert
rested today
ended.
as a university professor for a reason. He thought that you guys could get taught some Dota, and that's exactly what we're gonna do right now.
All right, I'll wander over because class is in session. We have another Weatherman segment prepared, and it's a pretty hype one. In my opinion, by far the MVP of that game was BZM. Like, he was phenomenal all throughout that, and it's really centering around this team fight. Well, you'll be able to see it a bit closer once we get into it. But have a look at the net worth lead. It's in TSM's favor. Have a look at the time, and more importantly, have a look at what objective needs to be picked up on the map. It is that Roshan. So I'll be able to play it for you now. And he just does so much in this fight. He's holding the gem at the moment on BZM. He uses the illusory ultimate vision, makes sure to D-ward. TSM knows just how important it is to be able to fight around this one. Dubu instantly places it back. Now he's looking to move around, he's
Pangalan
looking to try and
yung
snipe. Right now, the most important
pinaka-ano
heroes
sa
for
reviews
BZM
ng
to take
2K
care of
eh.
in this team fight,
Pag
you
custom
can see them here.
superstars
It's
daw ang bagal
Dubu
na
as well
nandun.
as Saberlight. If he's able to avoid the ultimates, if they're able to really minimize that impact,
Walo
they're
pa
going to have a fantastic time.
Oh, walong
So
custom
he
pa.
goes into the trees, he's still hiding.
Sa SSD mo to,
I
eh?
don't have TSM's personal vision for this one, but
Partida.
Saberlight knows that he's there. So he tosses, as Secret Strike was saying, that Aghanim Shard Venomous Gale, looking to try and interrupt that Blink Dagger, prevent a lot of this movement coming through. Ryle knows it too, so both of them know the key linchpins for this fight, and you can just see the attention being given over from both of these heroes, as you'll see once the clip starts playing again. They try and lock down BZM, they don't get it. He instead uses the
Age much
Waning
better.
Rift. I believe he is inside of a phase shift right
tag
about
team.
here right now, and the important thing is, look at what he expends. The Yule Scepter needs to be used on Venomancer, so he's already wasted a lot there. He's been able to right-click Dubu in addition to Yuragi so that the Aeon Disc
May
gets
PC na
proc,
si Aris.
and then he just retreats. He's done his first job, that first initiation coming through. Then he comes around this
Yun na,
left-hand
SGA
side,
logo.
gets in onto the Phoenix
SGA
again. He's able to
logo,
dodge
yes.
out the Poison Nova.
Sana may ganyan din sa ano, SJ literal.
KBs are starting to expire, so he knows that he's completely free to continue
Yun na.
chasing down the rest of the team, and he does
Berto.
just that. He's able to get, again, just more and more damage. Continue chasing. and-
Naka-VIP.
Nipis-nipis may bodyguard
So we can focus on this
Kaya
number
may
down in the
bodyguard.
bottom left. That is the Roshan, just around to respawn. OG realizing the important factors for this game. Sure, he's not able to catch out the Tiny, he can't catch out Saberlight, but he just gets that other quick kill in Moonmeander, just
Laki na
as
sila.
Aegis is starting to become available again for this Ursa lineup. Such a key team fight, and that was just one
Nakita
out
na
of
ba to ni
many that
Bert?
BZM had for the game.
Yung ano lang,
Props to him. We'll throw it back to them.
yung ano lang, yung nanood tayo sa inyo, yung stream.
Ayo, nakita niyo.
Kasi yung mga negro hindi.
Teleport, man.
And Danog, during the professor's lesson, actually, I've got an update from the other line of games running currently also Group A.
Good,
Liquid
good
did manage to
SGA.
take game 1 off of RNG. That was a really exciting match, honestly. It was Mickey on the Tidehunter. I thought it was an off lane. It was a Tidehunter mid with some fantastic items. I don't want to spoil the result of what he really built, but they did win the game, which means now that RNG can only have a maximum of 5 points if they win the next series and draw versus Liquid. So, if OG win this next game, they are guaranteed that semi-final slot.
Ooh. And I wonder what that's going to mean for who's first, who's second, who's third as well. But we will have to wait and see. Make sure you've got both streams open as well. Obviously, if you can hear us, you're talking to us here, you're listening
Robert
in.
and pareho lang
Just
entry.
add another tab. Add the
Oh,
underscore
pareho.
B just so that you're catching all the action.
You can do that multi-stream, Twitch multi-stream thing.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I'm a boomer. I actually just have to use 2 screens to be able to watch both streams. Usually one is on a TV.
You have 2 screens?
Yeah. I have one of those
Go.
old TVs, and I like.
You walk up and turn the knob.
I walk up and turn the knob. I put the computer next to it, but you know, we need to
Get through all like the Twitch channels, and you gotta scroll endlessly.
Yeah, to be honest, it actually takes a really long time, and I have to go tune in on the talent room right now because my radio is broken currently. So you guys need to give me some time. I apologize. We're gonna take a small break, and then hopefully we come back with game 2.
What the fuck?
A man who always gets a strong reaction from the WWE universe, and it will only intensify once the bell rings.
Isang kwarto lang ga.
Ang kwarto lang.
مع التحديث الجديد
Paradise
لستيم
Kill.
تجربة جديدة للكل
Variant eh.
لو جوك دايم تحديات نافس وانضم للبطولات استكشف الشات والتايم لاين وتسوق من متجر التطبيق الليدر بورد على تفاعلك بالتطبيق والجوائز الأسبوعية والشهرية على نظام النقاط تنتظرك STC بلاي مهما كان جوك هذا محلك
Fast.
Tangina may utong si Basta eh.
Weighing in at 451 pounds, the Claw. And
Ang takula.
this is to be a match with major
Ilang
implications.
fast eh.
WWE could change the entire landscape here.
Tangina lang yan.
Nag-clip yun tayo.
And he's about to get one.
May announcer table, may ano. SGA logo din. Pamakalaban natin.
Things are about to get good.
Sino yan?
Fall and pray ang puto. Sino to si sister?
Gayaga ata. Si Father.
Si Father Alex.
Pinapok si Father Alex. Gago.
Yan, mag-revamp mo yung entrance.
Oo.
Boy pa ba yan, G? Father Alex?
Hindi alam. Bata ka naman. Kaso lakas kumain yan.
Nain ka, G.
Model ng isang buong manok yan sa Topic ang hat.
And we're live here. Hello, welcome to the panel once again. Game 2 between TSM and OG is about to occur. Richie, careful, don't get hit by that camera.
Oh, yeah, there she
That was
goes.
a close one.
There
Close
she goes.
one.
She's zooming along there.
Yeah, much like these teams
Laki
are
nito,
zooming along to
puta.
finish the series.
Great segue, great.
Yeah, yeah, good
Fantastic.
save. Yeah.
Big
Okay,
moment, big
ganyan
moment,
entrance ni
but,
Father sa
Game 2,
ano.
that's where it all comes down to. Of course, not so much to play for anymore for TSM. Obviously, they need the 2-0, but OG, they still want that 2-0 because of what you were saying before, Richie, with the outcome on the other stream, with Liquid being able to take that game 1 up against RNG.
Yeah, indeed. TSM, of course, already basically locked in at 4. They cannot improve. Liquid, of course, now improved to 2 and 5. Just like well, actually, I mean, I guess say that if TSM, yeah, they would like to get that extra 50K for what is 7th to 8th place finish, right? So they also still have something to play for. They would also deny OG of a super clean and guaranteed first place and direct to semifinals round. I'm not sure. I haven't done the math on the calculations quite yet on what that would be.
We'll figure it out eventually. But if you told me I could play one game of Dota for the potential to win my share of $10,000 out of the 50, take that. I mean, there's a lot to play for still. And pride. I mean, Ana is a very proud person, hates to lose.
Fair enough, but if I was TSM right now, right, you told me, the guys who beat me the last major, I can take away their chances of ending well in groups, I am taking that over any sort of money. You know, that's the real Dota player. You don't play this game to enjoy yourself, you play it to make others miserable.
Yes, and I have to say, TSM, I thought their draft was better. I just have faith in OG to be able to perform in those clutch situations. We saw it there with BZM multiple times. Tiger with the Lotus. It was crazy, the amount of like big plays that they had to make to overcome this super farm terribly.
Yeah, I think if Thunder that fight properly, right? I think they probably turn that around.
Yep. They probably win the game, to be honest. They had to use a couple of buybacks previously, so they wouldn't have had the availability to come back into the fight if you continue to push.
I even have to really commend like Amar's itemization in this game. Nothing too flashy, right? It's basically the essentials what Viper needs. Like earlier Hurricane Pike, and then they haven't covered immediately, and then finally BKB. So you're still able to have a decent amount of impact throughout the game, and was able to get a couple of clutch just on Auto more than a few times. What are you talking about?
I'm really excited to see this game too. There's another point as well we made sure like this is playing this which is that they're looking to see if they can solidify that mid to like ending of the game, you know, making sure they don't make the wrong decision. We've had usually 5 minutes of not the tightest Dota, not the efficient one. And this is a really good fight.
For sure. I think, you know, the case in points here for this one is right about that second Aegis, right? Where Brian was able to snatch it, however you're obviously looking to charge. Right. OG with a pretty good pick-off as they are able to kill with Moonmeander right after you bought Blink Daggers. We didn't have buyback for that crucial fight, right? Against Ursa, you always want to contest second rows with everything you got. Sure. TSM, of course, still well aware of that, so they show up to the fight anyway. And Tomato in position, ready to go at that time with the Eye of Scotty, is actually still able to beat back the rest of OG despite, you know, being a man down.
We're gonna have to see. As in this game number 2, I'm interested in what these strategies could turn into. I'm curious because will TSM bring something different to the table? I mean, they seem really prepared with the first couple of picks, particularly getting rid of Amar's heroes, but then the Viper seems still seem like an issue. Can someone stall Amar? Like, he just plays these lane dominators. He still has the Huskar, for example, which hasn't shown up in a while. Still a possible lane dominator for him. What are the options? How do you stop this kid?
Good question. I mean, I feel like TSM had the right idea at the very start of the draft, and like we were saying, they drafted the DK. I know it's something that's been done in the past before. Some people will say it came from SEA, some people will say it came from NA, but
the people from SEA are right.
Correct, yes, absolutely, exactly. It was Zephyr. But
thank you.
the big thing is they had that flexibility. You have the potential to move this Viper into a support role, whether it be 4 or 5, if you were really
Oh, I thought I was gonna get to say hi to myself. Did you see that? Tivado was opening the Twitch stream.
But basically, it meant that you didn't have that danger of being run over. Like I said, they picked that Marcy super early on. It's a very dangerous lane if you're having to go up against that as a Viper. So they,
hey, it worked!
You'll love it. You'll love to see it. But yeah, it's basically coming through where they use this DK to maximum effect, right? I think it's just so good at so many things. You've got farming potential, you've got pushing potential, you're
So DK to, no?
Oh, the DK. Gusto niya na.
Stuns for something like a puck if the enemy team
Pupugbuin ko si mga Yaga.
It's just a really solid hero that now even has the potential to go late game with the Aghanim Scepter. This is something that's coming
Gago, ganda ng ring niya.
building a mana style after the Ag Scepter to even
Basic
give
graphics
just
na.
standing the illusion on high ground.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, like at this point, you know, because with the discussion revolving around the Mars heroes, like you have to wonder if TSM bought for the heroes, like different openings. Last game, as they have now done 6 games in a row, you have to wonder if something's not working. Yeah, as OG immediately snaps the Viper yet again.
Well, okay, but maybe they're following the puppy ideals, right? I think there's a point where he's saying, you know, you stick to your guns. Maybe what's not working is in game, maybe what's not working is outside the trap. And I like that they're sticking to their guns. I agree that they should just keep on trying until they admit that this is broken or find exactly what else is broken here. I mean, Puppy, it took him a whole DPC season, he's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and it's not to mean that, like, you know, Misery obviously pretty smart dude, right? I don't think he's in any way suppressing. Oh my god, they picked the Viper again.
No, they do it.
They have something prepared for this, right? So yes, I like that you point that out. You know, that's not what I would have to say. It's just,
no, of course,
6 games in a row, we'll see, maybe this
much like stubbornness. The more stubborn you are, Dorothy.
Ganito si Sir Glee.
He's doing it now, so it's just a matter of the long term.
It's a matter of time, you know. Eventually, if you keep hitting that forehead against the wall, it's going to break. One of the two.
That is true. No, the wall. If it's my head, the wall is going
true.
Let me tell you.
But back to the draft, we do see the Viper come out here. This time around, they made sure to ban the Marcy. They were really scared about the potential of going up against one of the strongest supports in the game for this Viper pick. So this feels like they don't need that flexibility quite as much. I was thinking they might still go down the DK route because it was into the pump. Mid lane, not too bad. You still have the flexibility to move it around, but clearly the Tiny, such a strong pick still as well. So the thing is, for me, I think the way that TSM need to do this is they need to be playing heavily around rotating through to a Mars lane and making sure to punish him. Like, eventually you're going to get a Dragonlance, you're going to have, like, power treads, you know, be this fighting, reasonably tanky menace, but if you've got a Nature's Prophet TPing to you, if you've got a Puck rotating to you, you're going to die, right? There's no way for you to be able to TP away. I want to see a couple of stuns come out with TSM, a strong-ish lane that's going to go even on farm, and then just punish it with kill after kill past the, let's say, 6-minute mark.
Okay.
Yeah, you highlighted the Marcy ban last time.
Boom.
Perhaps that was part of the strategy.
And a lot of respect coming through from Dubu as well. I thought he played a pretty good game too. A couple of eggs weren't perfectly on the mark, but the Sunrays almost always were. So making sure to take that away so that TSM don't have that potential. Of course, it's such a great ability to be able to scale into the late game for what we're assuming could potentially be a mid-tiny. Of course, there still is the flexibility, but I think you just want to make sure that that percentage damage against one of the beefiest heroes in the game is taken out of the equation.
Yep. And now they TSM takes away the Void Spray just in case Tiny does not go mid. Make sure they take away the biggest puppet spawns out from the OG. It means that TSM is looking to pick other heroes that also give it a Tiny, like the Bane or Dragonite, whatever it is, to make sure that mid Tiny feels less appealing.
Very possible. I think they could very easily go into a Winter Wyvern though on OG. I think it's very good against the Puck just to be able to set up for that stun combination with the Tiny to come in. Even against the Nature's Prophet, you're able to prevent a lot of the split push. Having the trees there as a target makes it a full duration Winter's Curse. Second one to set up if you're just tossing it out randomly in the lane. So I really wouldn't be surprised to see that one come out from OG. And it's going to be up to TSM to be able to respond to that.
Yes, well, they get real like and they're really good into the balls. They still have, once again, the potential to switch on TSM. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, this time the Ench is still open for them as well.
Yeah, I like the Ench.
I like the Ench. Yeah, so that's a potential solution here to TSM. 2 games in a row now. And can I just say, I've been really impressed with Bryle in the last game. Overall, I don't think that last game, take a look at TSM in isolation, really speaks to how much this guy is playing at a level that is even better than he did.
I think the ultimate playing really well. And actually, what's interesting is that all the TSM matches have been really good, and their opponents seem to be elevated by how well they're playing in Canada. TSM certainly does not look very keen, and I don't think their scoreline necessarily represents the skill level that you're looking for.
Big event.
Big event. Major event is what I meant to say. Apologies for that. Thinking about Stockholm. But yeah, the Domberg is being picked out here from TSM as well. Is this Domberg on support?
Well, previously they've paired it together with
Press on stable,
pretty good impact. And I feel like that's a reasonable way to go about it, right? I think this could be like a position for Dawnbreaker paired together with CK. Again, it gives you that potential to go about and gank the Viper as much as possible. CK, strong laner. So if I'm TSM, I'm probably looking to go into something like Ench plus whatever core Tomato wants to be playing.
Ano na, help nila. Patay na.
I do not want this Ench to be enabled as a core with the Fury as well. Terrifying between these two heroes.
And it's now an even better Wyvern game. Into the Dawnbreaker, you just reverse wherever that Solar Guardian's coming out. But it's a Lich instead, alright. New hero Pong champ.
That's really good actually, because the cross shield damage reduction will work against the Dawnbreaker's Starbreaker, right?
It's a bigger deal for Dawnbreaker as a core, of course. Like that's really what you're looking to try and itemize for. But even just for the chase down potential, right? You toss that onto a Bristleback, very effective. And if they do go down that minor strat that I was talking about with the CK into a Viper, that makes him very squishy. Suddenly a Lich is there with all of that physical damage reduction, then Viper's actually able to just stand and man fight.
Oh, fascinating. I mean, that's we talked about this earlier. I think it was another Pam Richie that was talking about this where the Viper got stand, they need another break. What break is there? And certainly still a hero that seems fine. Usually when a pair with a stronger offlaner that has some kill potential, so this might indicate Dawnbreaker is not that offlaner, but it looks like a strong hero, and it certainly looked that way before we reached.
They've got a lot of pick-up potential on TSM right now, right? You Sprout, that gives you an easy bushwhack, but you use the Acorn shot, Sprout into Solar Guardian as well, able to come through Dream Coil into Solar Guardian, so that means that OG are really going to be mindful of Amar, because he's a great player. This game, he is very capable of feeding consistent kills, unless you're constantly in place to be able to protect him. Like, they are going to be focusing hard on this Viper to make sure that he gets a slower than usual BKB, because fights just become so much easier once he's got that BKB, and probably a 4-star is going to be on the agenda for this.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about this one in particular, but I feel maybe would like to see it show better. Well, it's really because it has that dispel versus this cross.
Langit lang. Ay.
They have a lot of increased scaling. If this number is not a core, it's not as big as it was insane. But you know, the Luminosity crit, as well as Adesso being commonly picked up on a Dawnbreaker, you're going to severely needing maybe spell against that. So that's something that's a little bit scary. The Ogre, the troll part of it, does have a dispel on it, as I accept here.
I am interested by that though, because usually Lich is considered pretty strong against Troll. Against BB, you just look at the way, and Troll seems very, very weak.
Right.
I mean, I guess if you go for like the Diffusal Blade build on Troll, has been the more popular one these days. Bristleback could suffer to that. It is interesting pick. I wanted to point out one last thing that I think is interesting Steven's doing is both Sprout and Bushwhack reduce particularly your vision, right? Yeah. Which is particularly fantastic against these heroes like Bristleback who just come in and give vision to the whole team. Viper fulfills that role in the early. Tiny EV's core also does that, and being able to prevent that initiation can be huge for TSM.
But the Bristle, like, he's one of those heroes that he doesn't need
vision. He just hits things.
He hits things, and you're building into like you know, a Phase Boots, Vanguard, Aghanim Scepter. You can hold on to the Dawnblade for quite some time, right? You are able to have that item slot free to be able to deal with this lineup a little bit more effectively. It's some instant catch really needed for the puck outside of the tiny scope that you can address with just one hero at this stage. It's still way too good. The fact that you haven't exactly revealed what the position one is going to be is a little bit of a concern. I mean, if TSM
OG, dar. Amarian.
think Tomato might use the Tomato cosmetics.
Di pa tapos yan, gag.
The new one that came out, the Treants, they're all turning into Tomato.
Right.
When
When Australian says it, it makes sense. Now I understand what you were trying to talk about earlier.
The tomato tomatoes, there we go.
Then I'll give always, I mean, tomato for tomato. I mean, it just never ends. Make sure you do as well. TSM with the win here, you know, again, you guarantee themselves that 4th place finish. So G already moving on. And with this draft, actually, kind of favors them, to be quite honest with you. I think pretty much feels like what you think.
I am just such a big fan of how they're able to take these team fights on OG and identify what's going to win them the team fight, right? What is the key thing that we need to be focusing on? I think that's by far the most important thing in Dota.
Okay. We'll see if Denham's right here and Tomato for Tomato are going to be strong enough, or if they're going to lose the second game as well. I'm going to go
Thank you very much, Avo, and this is the second game. We'll see if we can take it to
I do think that I'm onto something.
Ako nagpag... Di na.
For OG, yes, I like the draft quite a bit, but I feel like that just because it should really be suffering against the Viper. It's not going to be easy at all.
Bago sa inyo referee, paano nagbigay lang yun?
This time again, choose those bands, take a razor.
So they should take
Yeah, that's a big.
They felt effortless.
Gago.
Ano yan?
Nakita mo pag nagbabag na, gag. Ayun.
What the fuck?
Ay, nang layo yun na. Gago na sa inyo referee.
Sa crowd.
I'm not gonna guess. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not guessing.
Gago. Di ko makita, gago. Camera.
Yun.
It says this is an official. This is Wikipedia. Come on.
Putang inang kunat.
Tiebreaker matches will be played. 2-way tiebreaker 3. Tiebreakers, the following metrics will be used. Head-to-head, number 2 series, record versus the first team, tied teams, continuing in each subsequent team below the tied teams until the tie is resolved. 4. Simulation.
Regenerator?
Maybe. I can never remember.
Kinambag.
This all check. Big fan of Sane, Wire.
Maybe one of the most important wins I've seen in recent memory.
With
Greatest of all
cleanest room, all that. Thank you. We'll see how this game goes. Let's start breaking it down a little bit. We'll give our cooperative Nostradamus prediction. That's the right words, yeah.
Sure.
Cool. Well, Tomato's reconnected, but we'll continue. Laning stage. Who do you think wins? How do you think each lane goes? Winner.
Let me see.
Iba niya, no?
Have
Iba niya magayagan po.
right, so
Oo nga eh.
bot lane should go
Ang count
the
na yun.
way of TSM.
Okay.
Prophet and Dawnbreaker are very strong early on, especially. And you have the free refill, which is very strong against Viper. And Slaughter shouldn't really be able to get on top of you. Easily, at least. Then mid lane, Tiny versus Puck. Wow, just like the last game.
Yeah,
Another
start.
5-5 trade farm lane
God.
again. And then we have was it Hoodwink and Brewmaster against. Alright, Lich and Bristleback should destroy that lane like real hard.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the lanes, if you're going to predict it correctly. I'll come back to you for mid-game in just a moment because we are going through the portal into this game number 2.
Yeah.
And it
Ayun,
should be
Tiger
fun.
Viper.
I'm excited. The first game was fun. I thought it was very back
Uy,
and
Dwing
forth.
ba
I
yun?
think TSM had their moments.
Grabe,
They played
memories
the
of
lineup very
Leicester.
well. It was just unfortunate they made like 1 or 2 really
It
great
made them
mistakes
break it.
Yeah.
that ultimately ended up costing
Palit
the
naman
game.
sila
And
ngayon
it
ng
was
ano,
purely based
CBS naman
because
si Tiny.
them having a lineup that is meant to play aggressively, right? Sometimes you're a little bit over aggressive,
Benta ng Viper ngayon ah.
Sometimes you're over aggressive
Tapon
and
ko pa nakita yung Viper
win the
ngayon.
game. It's 50-50.
It is 50-50 always in life, isn't it? But Roshan is like an absolute pushover this game. At least if OG does it.
Right.
Slada
Ang
plus
weird na
Bristol
minutes
Bag,
start.
I think he's gonna die in like 5 seconds.
Last pick nila yan eh.
Okay.
Or 4.
Or 3.
Na rin ni Amars eh. Ginagamit rin niya ito.
Inubos siguro siya. Inubos siguro yung hero pool niya.
So we've seen safe lane Bristle here. We've seen it in the past at TPC.
Marpo tayong Jano ba?
What's your favorite build with this Bristle? And hold that thought, because I think Saberlight, he might be in a lot of trouble here. They've got the tree toss. Saberlight, and he'll turn around knowing he's dead. BZM recording first blood.
Talaga ng early game ng Viper.
OG, I think, what, second game in a row that they're getting first blood in this series.
Yeah. It's, I don't know if you didn't expect him to be 4 there. Maybe they thought.
Si Leona pre oh. G, si Leona oh.
But yeah, that's the first one for the Tiny.
Si Dawnbreaker. O bakit?
Your question was what
may pagkahawig din ng skill set din.
Ang katiri ng Uggs niya niyan. Dawnbreaker.
Hindi ko pa na-try.
Yung
parang may SS parang si Galio.
Tyga's on the Viper.
Yung ano.
Baited them thinking maybe Viper was Mars.
Everywhere na may
evasion yung ano, yung ring niya.
Okay.
Viper pick.
Ring tas head.
I'm just curious why exactly they picked the Slaughter. Obviously, it's very good against the Prophet, because usually Prophet's strong timing is like BKB. If you're a Slaughter, you don't really care too much about BKB.
Pretty true. Some may refute your knowledge, but then they get called out for it, because you've been right.
Thank you.
About, what, 95% of the time?
Around there.
I'll give you 96.
Everybody's allowed some mistakes, right?
Would it be life without some mistakes? 7-0 for this puck over mid. We saw Bryle have a very good start in the first game. I mean, realistically, TSM as a whole had a pretty good start. They opened up the game for Tomato quite a bit on that Terrorblade. Now, this time around, they've got a puck, a hero we've talked about that makes its moves, gets that 6, maybe is the jumping off point for the side lanes because he comes over, Dream Coil, you get 1 or 2 kills, and your side lanes might feel a little bit more confident.
Yeah, this game is not as free of a puck game as it was last game, though. It's going to be the Slaughter as well as the Sinister Gaze of Lich. You have the Tiny Avalanche as well that you can't phase shift through. Until you get a Kaya Sancho at least.
And then partner,
yeah, it's not going to be easy. We have to see how strong Tomato gets early on. And Yuragi didn't skill into the goo just yet. Once that comes out together with the Frost Nova, there's a lot of aggressive potential.
And that viscous nasal goo, quite thick and
gooey.
Don't want to be having that all over you. And Saberlight's on this Brewmaster. We haven't seen a lot when we've been casting Chinese Dota. We've seen it here or there, maybe in the 5, maybe in the 3. In this game, how do you think it's going to do?
It really depends on how good Saberlight plays the hero. It's very much like an expert sort of hero, where we've seen, as you said, in China even, some players are amazing with it. It looks absolutely broken. Others are like, it just make it look very average. So we'll see how Saberlight performs on this.
I mean, wasn't it one of the lower teams in the division that like
CDC,
ratted? Yeah, CDC in Division 2, who ended up getting promoted, were basically using, what, Ag's Refresher to just use those charges to take towers and buildings. It was disgusting. Moomiander, meanwhile, he's getting low. Those quills are hitting, but they're not killing just yet. You don't want to get too many quills in you. I've seen so many pictures of people who have messed with porcupines in the past.
Yeah.
Even dogs. Accidentally bite the porcupine and they're just like, this is my life now.
Spikes are never fun. Even the spiky fences.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you tried to climb one as a kid for fun.
Duragi. Saberlight, you need to be careful. The turn is potentially there. But he, again, still hasn't gone into the Viscous Nasal Goo. He goes level 2 into the Quills. So he wants to maybe just feel a little bit more confident. He's got the Spring of Health. He can step forward, throw the Quills, add that damage, and potentially get a kill that way, especially with the Lich getting a level or 2. But I say that, Misha's been caught. He'll ask for Roche's help, but he won't abide. Moomiander gets credit for the kill over on that Lich, and Moomiander coming out of the lane for a second does allow Saberlight to get a little bit by himself. But it's not really changing much for where Yuragi's at in his game plan.
You never get the bash when you want it. He really wanted the bash there to get the deny. But yeah, never happening if you want it, only if you don't want it. And level 4 for Bristol. Okay, he goes to the goo.
Saberlight, Viscous Nasal Goo. They've got the Sinister Gaze, and how sinister is this gank? Not really at all. That was a low-level villain.
Yeah, still growing early game.
Yeah.
How do we call them? Movement actually now. There's the Bushwhack, of course.
Yeah, but he's trying. Ooh, that was a good job there by Yuragi using that Quelling Blade to take away the tree potentially. Then he might have even been bushwhacked too.
Yeah, honestly, you can never really get bushwhacked in the middle of the lane, just because if you're very on top of your game, you can always Quelling Blade the tree that's gonna come out.
And you can kind of see what he's doing. He's Quelling Blading. He's quelling. Don't even use the word blade. Hold on. Saberlight. He's going in. He's looking for Misha. Misha's got the help of his shield, so Saberlight, he's in some trouble. They want a high five. They'll go after Moonmeander next. He needs to run, but these coils hurt. They're going to stack Bushwhacks there. Moonmeander should, with that, survive. And as I was saying, you know, Yuragi's using that Quelling Blade to chop down these trees to make it harder for the Bushwhacks to land if they want to make that pressure move.
Yeah, it's the same as when you play against a tree, right? You just want to get rid of as many trees as possible. But this is very good for Hoodwink though, because he's going to reach level 6 fast, which means you get into the Sharpshooter fast, and that is the biggest problem Bristleback will have to deal with for a long time in this game.
I guess the question becomes, do they have the control then and follow that up and you know, make the kills and make the plays happen?
No mana on the puck.
Avalanche toss coming through into Moonmeander. Now he's the one in trouble, and dead BZM. Happy for the feed, the injection of gold. They've got the Starbreaker coming through on a Taiga on this Viper, doing some damage on a Bryle. Dream Coil committed. Phase shift. No Avalanche for a second. Does landed on the edge. Oh. Bryle so close to dead, and he's got no boots. He's on the run. Tiny's trying to catch up. He'll pick up a tree. High five, Bryle. Phase shift? No. Not tripped. BZM, he's got it. He's got the kill, and the crowd's excited about that one.
Boots of speed. Boots of speed. Not today though. He's getting pulled back in on Moonmeander. Viper's ping as well. Nice. They have enough slow to kill him. He has no TP. Oh, they're staying on top of him,
this is
and
a problem.
He's gone.
Yeah, he is looking like he's going to die eventually. Bottom lane too, Tomato, he's in trouble. Slithering Crush, Sprout.
One more hit.
Keeps blocking him.
Nice Sprout.
The Treants, the Creeps, they were all against Samar on that one. People actually, and then the way I was playing it.
So we know how much Amar likes getting tipped. He's definitely going to get tipped back on Tomato. Maybe even right now.
Oh yeah, now he's got the help from Taiga. Welcome back to the lane. This is their welcome party. Tomato wants mercy, but they ain't gonna give it to him.
Yeah. And it's kind of the problem that you're running into when you need to against Slada. Like, he's level 6 now.
Oh gosh, Saberlight, what? Avalanche toss? Okay.
You just ran in
that is not what you want. Sinister Gaze, they'll go after Bryle. He's got the Illusory Orb, so he should survive it all. Moonmeander missing the Bushwhack too. That is not what you want, and especially not what you want from Saberlight.
Yeah, I don't even know how
he ended up there.
Oh.
Ano ba yung dating skill niya bago yung attack?
Yeah, well, Misha, he'll not survive this. It's a trade, I guess.
Sa mana, pre.
But this feels like
sa mana.
Yung patray ka ng creep sa yung mana.
On the run. High five again? Okay, well, that's not going to work out for you.
Now, why does the tree toss and slows and damages? What else does it do?
Siguro wala nang hero point kung si Tomato. Sobrang ano?
Inubusan nila.
Inubusan nila. Tamo na paano yun, pa-natures. Although may naman si natures na safe lane, kaya para yogi sila kaya.
They want to be amplified. He's going to slow somebody hammer.
Oh boy. Level 6 on the Viper. They'll run down Dubu. It is just all OG at the moment. They are 4,000. Oh my.
Do you like the sound when Slada bashes someone? It sounds so violent, right?
It's very...
Take note, tatap 25 si Dubu. Pero laking bubukit.
Yeah, I mean, that is... Sounds like it hurts. As it should. Highest amount of kills at 9 minutes on any hero this event. 6. We were doing a lot of
Maybe
9-minute
now.
stats. We had the last hit stat that came up at 9 minutes. Avalanche tossed. Who will get the last hit?
Nakapag-misty ka.
Get it. They go into the primal split. They'll look
Nakapag-misty ka,
with
pre.
the hammer of the Starbreaker. The Celestial Hammer does the damage. The Starbreaker gets the kill, and Dubu will get credit for that one on Misha. They've got the Bushwhack to follow this up. It's hard to kill the Bristleback. They're gonna try though, but his back is bristled and his bite is deafening. They'll go in, they'll get the kill on the Saberlight. This is not looking too great at the moment. Maybe if they get the kill to the Bristle, but it's already costing them so much, and they're running around. They get the kill to Dubu as well as Bryle. Finally, Yuragi dies, but Mumiender falls.
So kaya rin lang yun si
Heroes dead. On the side of TSM, they're throwing bodies and hoping something sticks.
Yeah, and guess who doesn't give a
Yan
damn
try
about
to
any of
nila
them?
guys.
Yep, it's Amar. He's Mask of Madness. He's happy. He's farming.
Galit si Slardog, pre.
Third on the net worth. Very far ahead of these other heroes. Monster.
Monster. Menace.
A boulder, if you will. He's not so tiny anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly not. Even Tiger on his 4 Viper, like, seems so impactful. It's actually kind of crazy.
Tiny's not a hero that snowballs. He rock slides. Right?
Avalanches.
That too. Well, that's snow. Just rock is rock sliding.
They see Timado. Running at him. They have no Blink Dagger initiation, but he gets
Bye.
moved actually.
Tomato, that's not what you want. Avalanche comes in. By the way, Dubu's dead. Amar, he's got another the Sinister Gaze to lock down Tomato. That's going to be 2 around the map. This is a monster kill streak for BZM. Really just disgusting what they're able to accomplish right now.
He's into the Midas on the Prophet, but he is very, very, very.
Ano lang na ng kumpiyansa yung ano.
Going to puck again.
Yeah,
Can he get it?
Avalanche toss, Bryle, oh boy.
The poison, the poison! No, he's fine.
Is he fine? All right, you say that, and he's forced to use Dream Foil defensively again. Not this time.
Not this time.
Wrath of Nature.
Not that wrathful play.
They are up top with 3 heroes. They're trying to get a tier 1 tower, and they will. So they succeed in getting something here.
And guess who doesn't give a crap about anything? Still Amar.
Amar.
It is still Amar. I love the way he plays. It's just so like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I wonder if they're like, hey, Amar, can you TP? He's like, no, I'm farming.
What do you think?
What do you
the
mean?
answer to that? Yeah.
I'm farming heroes. I'm farming creeps. Like, what do you want from me? I'm 2-0-1, 86-15. Oh, by the way, Bristle, I have more net worth than you. Oh my. He's going BKB Blink on that Swordar next. Tomato, what do you got over here? Got yourself that Midas. You're looking for the Maelstrom, but you still sit pretty far behind.
Yeah, Slada is gonna have a Blink Dagger now, and if he finds that Prophet split pushing ever, he's just dead. There's nothing you can do. You can't sprout him. Well, I guess you could sprout him, but Sprint also gives you unit walking, obviously, so you don't even need Phase Boost on the hero. You're dead.
Ooh.
That was a shot in the miss.
Gotta calibrate the scope on that one. Viper Strike waiting Rift. They've got themselves the silence. They're gonna look here for Taiga. They've got 4 heroes joining into this one. Is that really what you want to be doing to commit here onto the 4 position Viper? It's a lot, but they don't lose anything, so it is a positive.
Yeah, certainly is. So Amar sitting at 2.3k gold. Didn't buy the Blink yet, didn't buy any components yet. He's probably thinking hard.
He's waiting to hear what you say.
Oh. Well, he already bought it, so I can't say it now. But I wanted to say, yeah, should buy a
Well,
Blink.
you were talking about Blink before, so maybe he caught up and...
All right, stream delay, whatnot.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
They're definitely not watching stream, guys. Come on, relax. I was going to do a little bit of chat interaction, see if they were going to go BKB or Blink, and let chat decide.
Chat is always wrong, even if they're right.
Chat's 14k, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Combined.
Sorry. It's insulting a lot of people. I'm in chat right now.
Working. What are you doing in chat?
Not actually. But BZM, he's farming, he's top of the net worth, he's rolling like a boulder.
He also has a double damage and 300 gold away from Blink. And then they have 2 Blinks.
Yeah,
and they can also do Roshan whenever they want. This game is very, very open right now for OG. Looking for Saberlight, but he's just waddling away.
Doing the waddle.
Can you call it waddling what the Brewmaster does? Sort of, kind of? A little bit?
I don't know. It's more like the upper body. I guess it's a little waddle.
Yeah.
You know, it's really where the gravity falls on him.
You know,
Then he's
farming
waddle.
3 lanes in Dota B Cup is usually illegal.
Yeah.
But OG has been doing it for like the whole game.
The whole tournament.
Whole time.
Like, seriously. We talk about it a lot with OG, right? That the fact that they get away with where they're able to farm so aggressively and they're not getting punished. It's 16-7. They have a 5K lead. You talked about Amar. He's got a lot of farm. Like, all 3 cores on the side of OG are super farmed for this moment.
Yeah.
They want to grab Ryle, but
They're going to blink on Tiny now too, so who is safe? Nobody.
nobody. Tomato may not even be safe here. Had his tier 2.
But he wants to be safe.
You'd like to think so.
Ahí está.
Top lane. Blink looking for the Slytherin Crush. He's got himself a
Ay,
Corrosive
Lardo.
Haze out onto Moomiander. And he's just going to give up. There are multiple fights going on. It's a
Leona,
two-pronged
pre.
attack. The Solar Guardian comes out. It's going to slam down out onto the Bristleback. Yuragi saved by the Sinister Gaze of Misha, who's sprouted up. I mean, it feels like Misha's really not taking that much damage from this Nature's Prophet. They get the kill on the Saberlight. He's not able to get the Primal Split off. Dream Coil is used. Yuragi still soaking all this damage. They are not going to kill the Bristleback. He's able to run. They've got the Celestial Hammer down, but they don't want to jump towards it. They just want to burn some trees and maybe deter OG, but that's not happening. Great phase shift from Brau to avoid the Slither Crush coming out from Amar, and it's a 1-for-1. They finally did take Misha, but they never got Yuragi. He was at about 100 health and still so confident.
Yeah, also nice AWP dodge at the very end there. Otherwise, he might have died. Potentially not. But yeah, he's very close to his Aghanim Scepter now, and then they're probably just going to go Roche.
And that goo gets even thicker.
And more widely spread.
Yeah. Starts to get spelled with 2 C's. So, OG, you know, they're not trading too much. They're still farming around the map. They're extending their lead. What do TSM have to do?
I mean, they're running a Prophet lineup, and Prophet lineups are always designed to be very aggressive. So, Brewmaster and Puck will have to find some openings that Nature's Prophet can TP into, and they need to start killing heroes. They were not supposed to be 7k behind at this point. 8k, sorry. Because they don't have a whole lot of damage right now. Bristleback is very tanky, Tiny is really tanky. So Slardar, like, who are you gonna focus? Pick your poison.
I pick Viper, because he's got poison. Thank you. I appreciate the chuckle. You're chuckling, chat saying cringe. It's okay.
There's some ha-has in chat.
It's a little ha-ha. Yeah. By the way, Tiny going Axe. I'm interested in that.
Tiny going Axe, okay, yeah. Makes perfect sense with Echo Saber because all the time, like, every time you get hit by a tree, you get slowed with the Echo Saber slow. And that's also basically like the quote-unquote hard carry build out of the mid nowadays. You go into that, and then Silver Edge, and just pure damage. You become like an artillery, basically. Which is very good because you already have a Bristleback at the front, you have a Slardar at the front. If any hero is amped and you throw these trees at them, they're dead.
Oh,
anyone.
Look at that TP out on the cliff, being the ward himself. It's like when SpongeBob was becoming the flower, saying photosynthesis. Otto was up there saying, "I am the ward."
Yeah, he must have been because he's trying to build an Aghanim Scepter on Prophet carry, which is really unusual because usually it doesn't really do a whole lot, especially against BKBs. It gives you a nice root, but nobody wants that.
So
might just be a placeholder, you know.
Okay.
Don't be too excited, but it's not that good.
I am excited already.
You got back to the top.
Yeah, they might be able to get this kill here out on a Bryle. Oh my gosh. Yeah, never in doubt. There was a lot of damage there that came through and ended up getting this puck down and out.
Oh, they're going to Roshan now.
Yeah, they're going to go for Roche. They're trying to take this Aegis. First Aegis of the game. Look how quickly he dies. Where's your armor, Roche? Oh, you're supposed to be this mini-boss. They'll go for BZM. They've got the sharpshooter, but here come the TPs. They committed with the Sword Guardian. Now Dubu's in trouble. Celestial Hammer, BZM burning out, ends up dying to Saberlight. Now Dubu, though, he's in some trouble. They've got the Bristle up into the air thanks to the Cyclone from this final split. Last Panda, last hope, and, well, now, last life, it seems like. Saberlight goes down, Dubu drops. 3 heroes gone inside of TSM. That was with Bryo dropping top. Double kill for Amar. Comes with him all the way across the map, and they end up getting the Tiny, they get the Lich, so it's not nothing for that, but it's costly.
Yeah, they actually made up 2k gold difference in that fight, despite trading like even heroes, because they killed a very, very, very rich Tiny. How is Timado looking? Still has the axe to up. I just don't think he's gonna go through with that. Like, it makes no sense with the BKBs coming up.
Sure, maybe. I'd love to know what he was thinking. I want live comms. Look at this heat map. So he's been around a while.
Yeah. Well, his natural profit can be anywhere at any point in the game, right?
But he does have some bright lights there on that heat map. So he's been in specific places, obviously longer, even though he's got access to everything.
I mean, he likes the enemy triangle because it's the safest spot on the map right now.
Acorn shot, Bushwhack trying to pick up the double damage, still commits to it, and now he wants
Nangulit ka.
Okay, my life may be
Putang ina
low,
mo, ha?
yours is none.
Nangingiti ka eh.
That means Taiga wins.
Quite
for sure.
handily. It was an unfair fight though.
2v1.
Backed him up, exactly. And he's still looking for more heroes. He has a BKB now, so I don't even know who can stop him.
Napakainom si ano eh. Amar eh.
Yeah, this is
Sa
looking good.
Torier
The right
gago.
clicks are in,
Hero
and
gusto
the
niya eh.
damage is out. It's just not looking good here for Tomato. Is he still committed to that Ags? No, he's going Gleipnir.
Yeah, the Ags would have made no sense.
But
Binato
this
ko ka
is
ng
a very rough time to deal with as Puck
Ay,
TP.
sayang.
Oh, Blink looking for it. There was the gas he tried. That would have been super impressive.
Yeah, was very
Paano nila
close.
babaliktarin yan ng kunak ng tatlo?
The radar a little bit broken. Need to recalibrate that.
Lex.
They're probably just going to be looking to destroy the mid tower now. What's Tiger going for? Good old Rave Pact, of course.
Chinese got the axe.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of damage. It really will be. Like, if he catches the Puck solo now, he's just dead. At least if you're next to trees. Because, believe it or not, because that axe does nothing if there's no trees around.
So it could be a waste of 4,200 gold, you're telling me.
If they buy 5 Quelling Blades on TSM and cut the whole map, yes.
I love that the tree volley icon looks like Swords of Revealing Light. Basically what it's doing.
Yeah. Is this, so you're saying BGM is basically Yugi?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I'm hard pressed to say if that's the right answer. I feel like if anything,
Yung
you're
skill
obviously
niya ano yun,
closest to
Wind
Yugi.
Ranger.
Yeah.
May skill din siya na ano, pampabilis naman.
Makes sense. Uh-oh.
I wonder if he also changed his size and whatnot.
Parang
He gets a little
Shackle.
bit taller.
Shackle shot
I
ba
mean,
yun?
that's what I could wish for.
Oh, you're fine, man. You're fine.
Oh,
Oh, the tree.
only one tree.
The crit. Oh, yeah. I'm just kidding. He doesn't have any crit.
Tomato.
Fake drama.
He's over here
Good
just
swap.
farming where he can. He's got that Gleipnir.
Oh, they know he's there?
Amar, he wants it. He spots Tomato. There's the Sprout, but... Well, all right. Greater Treant. Not sure it's going to matter. Avalanche comes in. Toss up right on top. There's a bash. A couple more right clicks. And, well, Tomato's been squished into some ketchup.
It is just so simple. And we already spoke about it, right? Nature's Prophet in this game really doesn't have any good matchups. They picked the Prophet really early into the draft, right? They must have. Because like all the cores are very good against him. Quite surprising they put him as a carry. So Bridal's still pushing out the bot lane. Amar's waiting. Oh, if he gets a bash, he might be dead.
Kailan naman?
That's a little sneak peek at our rap album.
He is going into...
Oh, Dream Coil. All right. Age is gone.
Wow, but it was about to expire.
Yeah.
Maybe not that
Kind of works out in their favor. They've got the Ice Spire down. Bushwhack lands on it too, so maybe they can follow this up. They've got the Sharpshooter that lands on it.
Kanina
Should
skill
they get the
yun,
kill
yung
there
yellow
onto
na
the
may
Lich?
AoE.
They wanted that to hit onto the Bristleback though.
Yellow.
All right, Saberlight. He's gonna Cyclone this Bristle. He needs to keep the Bears alive this time. But there goes one, there goes two. Now this last one's an endangered species, and they just exterminate him. They have made his bears extinct.
That damage is absolutely ridiculous. Now Puck is a little bit trapped top lane. 4 seconds cooldown on his TP. And Mars looking for him.
Going all the way back. Uh-oh.
The fish anglers are tinkling.
Can he catch him? Blink and blink. But now he's got the catch-up.
Suki to si
Not one tomato left. Catch-up, not catch-up.
Oh, they're all hunting him.
Yeah, they
He's got
want
the face.
Ryle.
He's gonna use his really well.
Spire.
Wow.
Chain Frost, one shot. All right. And now he's taking him on a trip.
No TP for
Just
10.
doesn't have his rocket ship.
Ow, 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 ow.
Well, no, that, yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna hurt.
I like how he voice chatted because he thought he was saving him, Papa.
And then he's gone. Bottom lane, Starbreaker, Tomato. I mean, maybe him and Dubu want to try and make something happen, but Yuragi's pleased to take this fight. He's ready to high-five you, and with that hand, smack you down. But, well, instead, Dubu, he'll TP out, and he'll high-five Tomato back in the base. Okay.
Tomato's going for Nullifier. So he's placing very high stock into dispelling that Frost Shield, of course. That could potentially be a big problem, but they just have a massive lack of damage. They can't kill the Bristol, they can't kill the Tiny. Probably not even the Slaughter, who's going to a Moonshot, so he's going full, like, right-click damage.
They have a massive lack of survivability, too.
That's always the case against Slaughter, though.
Ano
He
yun?
actually feels so
May
squishy.
armadillo.
Did you see that Pocket full health, 2 trees, boom, boom, he was gone.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
It is not fun.
And they're hitting the high ground,
Ay,
and no
no.
one's there to defend.
Na, tatability.
I mean, this is very much to be free Rex. There's a Rave Pact as well.
Parang yung kay
Got a lot of
si
extra
Mars.
damage coming from the 10 stacks of the Warpath. Hitting for just about 600. When you've got all 10 stacks up.
Ang may skin ni Griselback parang si Bowser.
Well,
it's free racks, then they move over mid.
I mean, Timato's just TPing in and canceling it every time. He's like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to do at this point.
It's very tough, down 15,000 net worth. He's trying to push out bottom with the Greater Treants and the Gleipnir, but he needs to be careful. He's been spotted multiple times.
Stuck on the little hill.
Is that a little name tag?
I feel bad for him. Yeah, he has a name tag.
What do we call him?
Joshua.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say maybe a Jeff or a Cooper. I don't know. That one's Cooper.
Justin?
Justin? No. No.
Christopher.
Sure, because he's walking here.
Exactly. Well, mid-range also no defense. Like, they're just
That'll
giving
go
up
away.
their Rexes for free. Second time now.
Every single time it feels like they're just giving him up for free. And here comes the volley, but oh Molly, that ain't on it. He'll just pick up another tree and he will just go for the racks, and there goes the second set. Yeah. Tomato wants to feed the trees, but he's getting fed trees forcefully. They've got the Sword Guardian coming in with the right hooks coming in from Taiga. They get the kill to Saberlight. They'll take out Dubu. 2 heroes gone to the side of TSM. And again, a tier 3 looking free to drop, as well as the racks. It's going to be mega creeps and, well, a lot of hope lost here for TSM in bringing this game back. I say that, though, top tier 3, that goes down. Tomato's in with Bryle, so they're base racing. And I don't know if you can see me, but I am throwing quotes up because there's the tree volley, there's the kill on a 1. They'll take out Bryle, take them both out. Base race this because we just erased you.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left in the tank.
They'll fly back on
taken out.
Saberlight.
Yeah, but Yuragi's there. He's hitting real hard. Be careful.
Oh, all right.
Careful with your pandas. He's hitting real hard.
These pandas don't survive
that's the last one
long.
already.
Oh, no. Well, 2 pandas gone. Make it a third. 1, 2, 3 bears, you're out. Or 3 pandas, you're out in the old ball game here. And Yuragi, Misha, they're getting joined with the entire side of OG as they open up the throne. And the tree volley into the base. Moomiander, you're not even safe in your home. Avalanche, you want to toss them out. They're going to make you feel it if you don't call GG. Dubu drops. GG is called, and OG, they take the GG and get the 2-0.
Making it look real easy. The draft was quite a bit stronger. Like, I don't understand how they ended up with the carry profit because he had like 3 pretty bad matchups.
Right.
Good night.
But yeah, this win was pretty important for OG, I think, because that now means that they're overtaking the previous